what's going on, my jumps? This is me, Zyman, again. Guess what? New Sonichu medallion made of perler beads. Nice, huh? That's gonna be a part of my Christian videos from now on. If I fucking remember. I don't know, man. Yeah, whatever. You know it's there. So, whatever. I'm gonna be watching 40, 41, and 42. I don't really have to explain much anymore. Just go ahead. Whatever. Dude, these are hurting my head. I'm not joking. I don't like this.
On May 15th, 2014. Christian posted on Facebook, requesting that if any generous donators happen to be interested in sending him gifts, they should send him cash or gift cards. His post was accompanied by 19 logos of companies for which he would like the gift cards to be applied.
No.
He soon after posted a wish list consisting of desired LEGO building sets. This was soon followed by an album of LEGO minifigurines that he needed/wanted. Members of the Quickie forums researched the listed items and estimated that Chris's entire wish list would cost between $3,000 and $5,000. In the comments for his posts, his Facebook.
Brother, but your birthday was 3 months ago. Why are you asking for stuff now? Just sell everything that was your dad's and then just get the money for it, obviously. Kidding. Don't.
Friends, Kim Wilson and William Elliott Waterman, questioned his reasoning for wanting and needing these
Just
expensive
mocking
LEGO
him.
sets. Christian stated that the gifts would be for future reference and events. Kim asked what these events were, since Christmas was not for another 8 months, and his birthday was even longer after that. After reading the lengthy comment thread, Chris clarified that he planned to refer to the wish list when special days like Christmas were coming up, and would choose an item to get as a present. He added that he still needed replacement sets to replace the ones that were damaged by his house fire. Around that time, Chris asked his online gal pal, played by Kim Wilson, to search for and message women on his behalf on the online dating website OkCupid. On May 24th, he complained to her messaging a woman whose profile was only a 71% match with his own. He also deemed her to be quite overweight and unappealing. The gal pal emailed him back. Chris, you shouldn't turn people down because of appearance when you're not a skinny mini yourself. Keep your mouth open, and a lot more doors will open for you. Chris, you're afraid of people from the internet. It's only fair that a woman would be wary as well. It doesn't mean she's a troll or anything. A woman doesn't owe you anything, so don't expect that they have to meet you on your terms. Keep that in mind, and you'll be mute successful. Close parentheses. Chris wrote back, criticizing her for softly calling him fat, and recited a spontaneously envisaged story inspired by LEGO set about a couple with weight problems. She replied, pointing out that he was the one who was making fun of people wider than himself, and reconsidered her efforts in helping him on OkCupid, since she felt that he was better at getting women than she was. Christian disagreed, and asked for her continued help. Also on the 24th, Chris updated his Facebook profile cover photo, a picture of his Sonichu characters, made out of a mix of LEGO figurines and modeling clay. To many absurd surprise, the family included Simone LaRoche, the character that he was forced into killing off in his comics, because it was largely lifted from Evan Christopher George's Simonchu.
Why?
Followed up with an album of
Why
photos
would they
featuring
include
Simone
that?
in a range of positions, including one in which she is copulating with her romantic partner, Wild Sonichu. Kim left a comment, accusing him of being dishonest because he had made a promise that Simone would remain dead. Chris wrote that he had revived her, and that her death was troll-influenced, so he aimed to eventually redraw her death pages to show that she was not dead. Kim criticized him for his promise, to which Chris replied,
Naturally.
Everyone, sing along. I don't care. I don't care. Oh look, a free hat. I don't care. You can put on clean bra and underwear, because I don't care. I will do what I want.
Not a cat, but
you
know, that'd be nice.
Even
though I'm allergic, I don't care.
Simone LaRoche lives on as a model construction working mother of Sandy with her husband, Wild Sonichu. P.S. The Voltorb was properly diffused and released back into the wilds of Kanto's abandoned electric plant.
What?
The damn trolls were still put under arrest. No bloody punishment was ensued upon the guilty.
Oh, really? Personally beat the living crap out of them and Dana Wims. Jeez, I don't even want to read this anymore. Fuck. Oh shit, I didn't even realize my laptop was I was uploading something on my second channel because at the moment I can't upload on my main channel. I got a strike for a video I posted with my friends. Kinda sucks.
Crap out of them and Daniel Mims. Then let them live out their lifelong prison sentence in the offshore prison stronger than Alcatraz. So there.
What?
Williams
It's Iron Man Alcatraz.
That if he wanted to remove
it's Iron Man Alcatraz.
Sandy, Simone's offspring, could not exist either.
I made Sandy from a troll inspiration. No, Sandy can't exist. That's true. That is true. Interesting coming from you, Kim Wilson. You don't deserve that Chun-Li fucking profile picture. I'm sorry. I'm a gatekeeper. I don't care if I don't play Street Fighter. Fuck you. I was gonna say Feet Strider. What the fuck?
Under the username, Jesus Guides Me Too, Chris listed a handful of items originally belonging to his father on the online auction site, eBay. These included several vintage model planes.
See? Knew he was gonna fucking do it again. He did it before. He's gonna fucking do it again? What a bastard. You know what? Now I don't want to call him a bastard, because I'm pretty sure bastard means someone doesn't have a father. Oh, no, okay, hold on. Person born of unmarried parent. Okay, no, that's not what it is. Okay, never mind. Oops. Illegitimate, fatherless, I mean... Yeah, but... Never mind, I'll call her a bastard.
Plain construction sets, and a copy of a 1721 Antonio Stradivarius violin.
What the fuck, man? Give me that. I will honor your father by doing that violin. Not doing it, like playing it. No. And I just know if I ever learn to play the violin, someone's gonna ask me to play Canon in D major. I swear to God! I actually tried to play on a piano. It's pretty difficult.
In condition, even though the boxes showed visible water damage. A Quickie Forums member, masquerading as a Sonichu fan, queried Chris on eBay, stating,
Like, clearly it's fucking used. I don't want to buy it, and plus, you're not gonna pay off debts. Fucking nothing. That's not even gonna solve your financial troubles. You're just gonna fucking buy toys with that. God damn it.
That he would buy a model kit if he drew another comic issue of Sonichu. Chris left an angry response. I gave up my PS3 to the damn trolls for $900 by destroying it, and nobody paid me ever. What the hell makes you believe I would volunteer any creation of mine for anyone online just so they could pervert it, and make more humiliation and incriminate upon myself and my family of characters, where I would obviously receive no financial funding whatsoever? Tell that to everyone in your circle.
What makes you think anyone's gonna fucking give you, like, money anymore? Because you keep just spending it on toys and shit. You're always asking people for money, and you just spend it on bullshit. God damn it, motherfucker.
Regarding the violin, Chris received some questions on eBay, most likely from persons simply interested in buying the instrument. They stated that the violin looked a little beaten up, and that the bow needed restringing. If a buyer chose the more expensive buy it now price of $300, Chris and his mother would get the bow restrung before shipping. On May 28th, Chris begged on Facebook for someone to buy the Stradivarius violin copy because he and his mother needed the money. He posted 2 photos of 2 Lego sets that were sent to him as a present. He thanked the sender, and then once again listed the Lego sets that he needed the most. William Waterman left a comment. Chris, this is greedy. You're trying to sell your father's violin, which we don't know if you wanted the family to keep it, because you desperately need the money. And at the same time, you are begging for replacements of your Lego sets that melted on public posts. Do you not see what's wrong with this? People will think you're just selling one of your late father's possessions to buy Legos. If you delete my...
That's true, yep. It's so fucking stupid. Man, disrespecting your father even in death. God damn! No, this is not me saying that Chris died, which I'm surprised she hasn't at this point. I'm surprised. Let's see. Let's see if she's posted anything on Twitter. She probably has. The fact that Liquid Chris is now an actual medical doctor and Chris Jen is in jail for diddling his elderly mother in accordance that MG has learned is clear who has the recessive and dominant genes. I hereby reward the superior Chris the title. A big crit, yep. I'm sorry, but the Chris Jen arrest body cam footage that just came out is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. I know! It's really funny. Ah, here it is. Holy shit. There's the account. Fuck. Oh, yep, they just posted something 2 hours ago. Saying reasonable observation. Okay, wait, hold on, wait. I'm saying reasonable observation. Transformers and Hasbro have had a good plethora of crossover toys in recent years. You can want remaining as a personal favorite out of them, but also, okay, they're just talking about Transformers. That's pretty cool. That's not that bad. Okay. They're not getting too much attention, but whatever. See what they posted in the past. I don't even... Wait, what is this? What does this say? Just putting in my 2 bolts in a heart in regards to anime or animation from any country whose primary language is not English. I like the original language's voices, as they are authentic with the respective show, as opposed to dubs in a local language fair. The other thing, live action shows and movies, keep in original audio languages. Shows like Woo Young Woo on Netflix, it makes no sense dubbing it because the lip sync would be awful lot, and fair. Just turn on the subtitles, good show and story, by the way. True. The animations of countries that outsource to Japan or US for the visual were dubbed in their country's original language since the original creator of that series lived there. That is, I mean, yeah. Authentic like Charlie Brown in Minnesota, what does that even mean? I mean, I get their point. That is kind of true. This is crazy. Click the deserve a play button after awarding their mom is quite particularly needed. Unblock me, you scared false prophet. What even is that? That's cool. Cool Switch stuff, I guess. I'm tired of looking to shut up.
Chris did not address his comments. The following day, he posted
Why?
a photo of a Lego Friends construction set and commented, I really want this. Multiples of these.
Why do you need
At
multiple
around
of
the
them?
same time, a Wikiforms member contacted him inquiring about one of the model airplanes he was interested in buying. He managed to convince him to sell it for $17.99, as stated on the box, rather than for Chris's original asking price of $50.
Oh, good.
On June 1st.
Because that's just not fair to the original product, I feel like.
Starting bid was set at
To sell
$20.
it,
There
like,
was an option to buy it
more
now.
than, way more than, 2 times more than the original price. It's kind of weird. I don't know.
For $100.
My opinion.
He
Whatever.
offered a
It doesn't
grayscale
matter
copy of
here.
the picture as an anti-forgery measure. He also notified his Facebook friends about it and clarified Roaster's gender. In case you were paying attention,
God, this
the
shit
Raichu
again.
tail is female, just as the Roastu that transformed from the original female Raichu has always been and will always be. Virginia, ovaries,
Virginia!
milking breast.
I thought that was the state you were from. Virginia. Or Virginia. I don't know. Ovary, C-cup. I'm gross. Thank you for noticing that, William. Dude. With tits and milking breast with tits and all. I feel like those are interchangeable. Oh, God. I don't want to know about her C-cups. Jesus Christ. And if they milk or
Trolls and
not.
onlookers soon focused in on this auction, which was shared in a thread on the website.
What the fuck? What is that? What is this shit? Chris Chan, 11 of September, JP.
During the first day, many bid on the item, continuously increasing the latest price of the drawing, for which they had no means nor intention of paying.
Oh my
Chris added
God.
an extended disclaimer to the description, stating that no alterations could be made to the drawing, and that it would be mailed to the highest valid bid.
Just because of this reminds me, you know what, if I ever do commissions, which currently I'm not, I don't know if I ever will, because of, how fucking busy I am all the time, somehow. And, art is not usually my first priority, so I feel like commissions are not a good idea, but maybe I can sell my work somehow. Sell them as prints, stickers, I don't know. I need to make money somehow, because I'm broke.
At around 24 hours after he posted the drawing, the highest bid was $13,000.
God!
Soon after, the listing was removed. On June 2nd, Chris relisted the artwork with a starting bid of $100 and an option to buy it now at $5.
Wait, let me see how my Art for Autism bid is going. I didn't know how that's doing right now. Silent auction, next minimum bid, $10. God damn, man. It's not doing as well as last year. Jesus Christ. And that one was so much harder to get over there. I swear to God. Weirdos. Yo, weirdos. So there are no further bids for a continuous 1 minute period. Fuck me in the ass. Damn, well, mine's fucked. Whatever. You didn't fucking... Wait, what? Wait, why isn't this... Okay. Hey, my last year's one got over 100, and I put a lot less effort onto that one. That one I pulled out of my ass. Oh, I like this one actually. Freaking Scrooge McDuck, I love it. That's done. You've seen some stuff. All right.
500. On Facebook, he wrote that the original listing was removed because his name as a celebrity was in the title. The person on eBay with a
That's
query about
crazy.
the price. Chris wrote that he had to increase the starting bid and buy it now.
Just
value
because
due to
you're
rising
popular
interest
on the
and hurt
internet
from
doesn't
trolls.
mean you're a
He
celebrity.
included some additional details, such as a
Hope you
black
know
and white
that.
photo of the drawing in its photo frame, a color close-up of Sonichu and Roastu's groins, and a shot of his signature and date of drawing, which he mistakenly wrote as a date 2 weeks into the future. He acknowledged the mistake and wrote that it could not be changed as the picture had already been laminated. This listing's highest bid soon reached over $15,000 before it was removed again, this time for having links to his Facebook page in the description. On June 3rd, he listed the drawing for the third time, now with the buy it now option of $1,000. He added a photo of himself holding up the framed picture in question. He later made a Facebook post, hinting that he had also been trying to sell the drawing outside of his eBay listing's terms, which he was now restricted from doing. The next day,
God.
Christian modified the listing to remove any bidding, and offered the drawing only as an immediate purchase, with an asking price of $5,000. The item received many offers, though all were rejected by Chris, because they were
Oh
too
my-
low, or that the bidders had less than 10 points of feedback.
Oh
At the
my
same time, he
god.
brought the asking price
Ungrateful
down to
motherfucker.
$2,500. He shortly accepted an offer of $1,000 from a buyer who had only received 2 feedback comments in his eBay
Oh, dang.
history. On June 5th,
Oh,
Chris
you're a
confirmed that the buyer
dick.
was unwilling to pay $1,000 for the drawing, so he relisted the picture again, setting the buy it now
my
price
God.
at $1,000, with no option for bidding. He further stated the importance of selling the drawing on Facebook.
No
the
one's
proceeds from
gonna
which would
give
go to
you
his mother
money.
and his mother's debts and living. On June 8th, Chris received an email from eBay notifying him that his listing was once again removed due to him advertising the listing on Facebook, which could be seen as a desire to make transactions through private messages and bypassing the necessary fees on eBay. He made it
Yeah.
clear on Facebook that he was willing to put the drawing back up on eBay with a non-negotiable price of $1,000. He also claimed that people
Just love how you removed those 2 comments, Chris. Ignorance is truly bliss.
have instead been giving money to the Quickie and the Quickie forums. Soon after this announcement,
Oh my
he listed the
God.
item, though it was soon removed
You
again.
twat.
Chris received another email from eBay telling him that his account had been reviewed and was given a 3-day suspension from posting any new items on the
Oh,
site.
good.
He wrote an angry Facebook post blaming the troll's actions for his recent development
Oh, yeah, because of the trolls, definitely. Yeah, yeah, sure. Fuck off.
and determined
You can't blame the trolls for everything, even though they have done a lot of stuff. You can't fucking blame them for everything. Shit.
that the only way to make up for it was to stop donating to the Quickie and Quickie forums and demanded that someone donate $1,000 to his personal PayPal
It's just no one
account.
wants to sell to you
The
anymore,
next day,
dude.
he added that he will send the framed drawing to the first person who sends him $1,000 via PayPal. Once he has paid the amount, he expressed that he will price future drawings more reasonably. However, if no one sends him the money within the next 3 days, he will relist the drawing on eBay again, with the same price tag attached.
No.
As members of the Quickie forums discussed the likelihood of Chris using the proceeds of the sale for Legos,
That's too
the person
much.
got in touch with Chris privately, who later shared a screenshot of their messages, revealing that he was planning on using 25% of the asking price
Maybe
on Legos,
also make
with
good
$500
art. I
going
don't
for his
fucking
mother.
know.
and
I
the
know
remaining
it's
to pay
easier
off
said
debts.
than done. I get it,
On June
but
12th,
you know, at
Chris
least
put the drawing
try.
up for sale for the 6th time, with no change to the buy it now amount. The drawing received many offers, though all were declined. Less than 4 hours after
Well,
it was relisted,
shit.
the item was taken down from eBay again, and Chris informed his followers and his friends on Facebook.
Suck, man.
Persephone, fuck me. The listing got removed again. He also showed that the email he received from eBay stated that he was banned for offering a direct PayPal transaction option for the item in his description, which was in violation of their terms of service.
God.
This resulted in another 3-day ban from the site.
What
And
a
in the
fucking...
meantime,
Just ban him completely at this point. He will never learn.
Chris wrote again that he will send the framed drawing to the first person who sends him $1,000 via PayPal. Once he has paid the amount, he expressed that he will
Word
price
perfect,
future
don't give
drawings
up
more
now.
reasonably. However, if no one sends him the money within the next 3 days, he will relist the drawing on eBay again,
Oh.
with the same price tag attached.
Wow.
At around the same time, Chris allegedly received a small Lego set as a present from someone who called themselves Alex and thanked him publicly
Fun.
on Facebook. On June 15th, Chris commemorated Father's Day by posting a birthday card he made for his father Bob on Facebook and wrote that he missed him every day. Also on that day,
Dude, I know that's half-assed because he's been not honoring his father this whole fucking time, just selling his shit for money, for fucking toys.
Quickie Forums user, Skyraider91, who had previously leaked photos of the Chandler's house on the forums,
Oh!
began leaking many scans of documents and school homework papers, which were obtained by rummaging through the dumpster next to the house or within the house
Oh,
itself.
oh,
The leaks
wow.
largely consisted of Chris's homework assignments in Manchester High School. The papers showed signs of both water and fire damage.
Oh,
The
shit.
next day,
Oh,
Chris put up his Sonichu
yeah.
and Roaster drawing on eBay one more time, once again setting the buy it now price at $1,000. 2 days later, after declining several offers that did not meet his expectations, Chris lowered the price of the picture to $500.
Oh my god, just take the goddamn money, you twat.
He went to Facebook to explain why he declined offers.
Get more like
Only
that,
declined
you
the offers
idiot.
for good reasons. Zero feedback are often trolls. If they really can offer more than the asking price or close equal, then they can afford to buy it now. I'm very reasonably paranoid. So there, on June 18th,
Just got your
Chris
damn
wrote a
money,
Facebook post
bitch.
about his frequent mental blanks and said that when he often did not respond to online questions, he was not able
I'm
to
sorry, I'm
because the
sick of
numerous
this
questions he was
fucker.
getting made him feel like he was being accused of something, which would give him a headache. On the 21st, he changed the main photo of his original drawing listing to a full-color photo of the picture in its frame. On that same day, he relisted his father's Stradivarius violin copy on eBay, stating that the bow had been restrung. It soon disappeared from his account. It returned the next day, accompanied by a Facebook post in which Chris repeated that the bow had been restrung and that the item was not fake. On the 22nd, moments before the Sonichu and Roaster Drawings week-long
I don't
listing
believe
concluded,
shit you say
Chris accepted an
anymore,
offer outside of his desired $500 goal. He confirmed this on Facebook, stating that if the buyer did not pay for it, he would relist the item again. Also on June 22nd,
I do want a
Chris learned of
violin
the
note,
upcoming
just not
Sonic
that
the
one.
Hedgehog game and accompanying animated TV series, Sonic Boom. He was strongly angered by the redesign of the character Sonic,
Yep,
which was going to
yeah,
have
I
blue colored
remember
colors
this.
rather than the traditional tan color.
The bitch maced a random GameStop employee because of this. I don't call anyone. Okay. Should probably wipe that. Oh, fuck. It's clean now.
Pleaded for Sonic's arm colors to be changed back, and compared the distress he felt to the many people who felt that singer Michael Jackson should never have changed his skin color.
Bruh, are you stupid? He had vitiligo, you twat! I really hate that I'm watching this on Michael Jackson's, like, 66th birthday. I'm just, like, that is bad. Bad timing. Also, you're fucking stupid, Chris. Michael had vitiligo, that's why he turned quote-unquote white. That's why his skin turned white. You idiot.
At around the same time, Chris joined Rebrick, a social media platform where users could share photos of their LEGO creations and collections. Here, he shared his custom characters and his LEGO Manchester High School.
Oh, jeez.
Due to the attention Chris had gotten...
No, you gave yourself a mullet when you had a bowl cut.
Christian began drawing custom commission-based pictures privately. Some drawings were completed for a price of $200. Toward the end of June...
That for $200? Come on!
...male friend who had commissioned several
I'm
drawings.
sorry, No, I'm being mean here, but come on, that for $200? No, fuck no. You ain't shit.
He had asked his gal pal to help him connect with potential girlfriends on OkCupid, but she had since retired her services for him, and now asked his friends to contact local women on his behalf. The man showed great hesitation for his task, and instead suggested that he could give Chris advice on what to say. He told Chris that the goal at the beginning should not be to get women to meet him as soon as possible to become his girlfriend, but rather he should show genuine interest in their personality. To Chris's surprise, the friend revealed that he was not well versed in acquiring romantic partners, and that he instead only had gal pals. Christian then followed by stating that he felt meeting women in contact was far superior than having a solely online-based relationship, recounting the many times he had heartbreaks over fake internet girlfriends. He felt that he had a chance to pair up with Casey, Liquid Chris's girlfriend.
No.
His friend reminded him that Liquid and Casey were both trolls, and that they never truly cared for him.
That girl with the fake Chris was Casey. They were both trolls. She never cared about you, exactly. Exactly. I mean, shit. I don't think she liked you.
Several more messages.
I don't think she liked you. She accused you of having rape eyes. I doubt that she liked you, bro.
Chris advised his friend to peruse the online marketplace website, Craigslist, to find himself a hoe to play with and lose his virginity.
No, come on.
And ever since then, he did not obsess about sex as much. The friend was appalled by the suggestion. On the final day of June, Chris stated that the final buyer of the Sancho and Worcester drawing backed out of the deal, and so relisted the drawing on eBay for a lower asking price of $200. It was soon sold to an unknown, legitimate buyer. On July 1st, Christian offered autographed photos for $20 each on eBay, where buyers could choose from a selection of different photographed self-portraits. He also advertised...
Yeah, I'm gonna put that on my wall jacket, and just crank one out to it. I'm joking, that's gross.
Drawing commissions on the auction site, showcasing his previous commission projects as examples of his work. He offered black and white sketches for $50, full color drawings for $100, and full color drawings complete with a photo frame and handwritten certificate of authenticity for $200. He received great interest for his autographed photos and drawing requests, and thanked his followers on Facebook, promising that he will devote the next few days for fulfilling everyone's requests. Less than 1 hour later, he shared a link to an amusing-looking LEGO minifigure head up for sale on eBay. His drawing commissions included a photo collage featuring wrestlers, an album cover requested by the Japanese experimental noise band L'Eclipse New, and some depictions of his Sonic characters in different scenarios, including a scene of Chris and Clyde Cash reconciling and shaking hands. A Quickie Forums member calculated that over the first 9 days of July, Christian likely made around $1,500 across all his available eBay sales. Also in early July, Christian's new OkCupid profile under the username LevelUpKing was leaked on the Quickie Forums. Not long after, he began contacting a woman named Catherine on the site, who was in fact a fabricated persona created by trolls.
Naturally.
Private for the time being. On July 14th, Chris listed his father's 1990 appearance as a guest host for WTJU Radio's Jazz Marathon on eBay. He offered the audio as a 6-CD set for $50.
Chris is so bullshit,
he wrote that $10 from each sale of the CD set would be donated to WTJU Radio, and also offered a deal wherein for that week only, anyone who purchased the CD set would also get a free autographed photo or $20 off of a black and white drawing commission. He was asked on eBay if he had permission from copyright holders to sell the music, with Chris replying that he did not own the music, and felt that he shared the rights to his father's voice on the recordings. A forum member also messaged him about the reasoning for selling the recordings for $50 when Chris himself had made them available as a free download in December 2012. Chris replied, stating that downloading the content for free was internet piracy, because it was stealing the content without Bob's family receiving any dues from it. A few days later, in response to possible criticism, Chris stated that
you're just trying to get money for toys, idiot!
With the eBay listing. The official Facebook page from the radio station later clarified that when they first got a call from Chris about selling Bob's appearance on the radio show, they assumed that he was a musician who had played a live set on air. But later, they received calls about the eBay listing and learned about the true nature of Chris's intentions. They stated that what he was doing was not legal and would contact him shortly about them.
Oh, what the fuck?
To proceed with the eBay listing.
Oh, wow.
The official Facebook page from the radio station later clarified that when they first got a call.
We didn't ask the artist to sign any kind of copyright sharing agreement back in 1990, so he has all the copyright privileges of his performance. It's not so much that we authorized it, as then we told him he had the right to sell recording of the performance. All that legalese aside, it's awfully nice that he wants to donate part of the proceeds to WTJU.
Call from Chris about selling Bob's appearance on the radio show. They assumed that he was a musician who had played a live set on air, but later, they received calls about the eBay listing and learned about the true nature of Chris's intentions. They stated that what he was doing was not legal and would contact him shortly about them.
Oh, wow. Well, so the genesis of this, then we got a call today asking about an old recording of the live on-air performance of Mr. Chandler, whether his family could convert it to CD and sell it. We thought that meant he was the artist, not just the DJ playing copyright tracks. That's not legal. We won't let Mr. Chandler's son know right away down.
The matter, the listing was soon removed from eBay, by which time 2 individuals had purchased the CDs, who would instead receive an autographed photo and a black and white drawing, respectively,
hell no, bro.
rather than the refund. Chris
That's
wrote that they would also get complimentary CDs. Also in the month of July, because of the purchase of his original Sonichu and Rose True drawing, he listed another original piece of artwork starring Sonichu, also set at $200.
See, if Bob was the artist, then I think it would have been okay. He's not.
Accompanied by one focus
He's just
on Rose
announcing music.
On July 17th, Chris uploaded a gameplay video of the Nintendo game
Oh,
Mario
goodness.
Kart 8, played on his Wii U, both on his Miiverse account and his YouTube channel. He would upload more Mario Kart videos.
Can't believe he was
sporadically
one
over
of the
next year.
classic Let's Players.
A week later, Christian wrote in a Facebook post that proceeds from his eBay sales would help greatly the dental treatment which his mother Barbara desperately needed. He then revealed the photo the customers would get if they did not select one from his options, which featured a return of his Sonichu medallion after several years of not being worn.
Oh,
The following
dang.
day, he offered a free character drawing for every
Duh,
autograph
that's
photo
crazy.
sold until Monday, the 28th. On that day, he stated that he needed the money to buy a new ink
Okay,
cartridge,
fun.
help pay to ship out his orders, and to make up for the money spent by Barbara impulsively purchasing entertainment center furniture from Goodwill. Meanwhile, members of the Cookie Forums noted that Chris had recently spent almost $190 on a DVD set of the Japanese animated series Sailor Moon and $100 on a Lego castle construction set. On August 2nd, Chris went to Facebook to express his gratitude for a custom-made plush doll of Sonichu that he received from a fan. It reminded him of a previous plushie that he got before the house fire, which was destroyed by the flames, along with an oil painting of Sonichu and the Asperture medallion that was sent to him by Alec Benson Leary.
Wait, hold on, what?
Before the house fire, which was destroyed by the flames, along with an oil painting of Sonichu and the Asperture medallion that was sent to him by Alec Benson Leary, which saddened him. The
Oh,
following day,
no. No, the Asperture medallion was destroyed? No. Shit.
It reminded him of a previous plushie that he got before the house fire, which was destroyed by the flames, along with an oil painting of Sonichu and the Asperture medallion that was sent to him by Alec Benson Leary, which saddened him.
That really sucks, man. Well, that was destroyed, damn. Especially the Asperture medallion that he got from Alec. Jeez, that's sad. That's sad, man. I really like that medallion. I'm so... Like, I did. I thought it was cute. Man, that sucks.
The following day, he begged for money from his friends and followers, noting that even though he made over $2,000 on eBay last month, he did not have enough money to send out all the purchases to his buyers because that money was spent on bills, printer ink cartridges, shipping, some Lego, and food for his family. In addition, he wanted to raise enough money
Okay,
to
it wasn't
feed
just
his
toys, was it?
In response to allegations of improper Lego purchases, on August 5th, Christian notified on Facebook that he had mostly purchased Legos to replace all the sets that were destroyed by the fire, and to contribute to a future business scheme of creating custom minifigures stylized to look like Sonichu characters. 2 days later, Chris wrote a lengthy post
Why are you
targeting his
talking about
trolls.
Megan?
Attention, everyone! I'm long devastated and exhausted of all the hate I've been receiving from the people who are not only labeled bad, trolls, and bullies, but absolutely none of you all know anything better than what impulsively comes into your aging and decreasing brains. All of you impulsively choose those you consider to be weak, stupid, even misusing the word gay to define something or someone as stupid.
Oh, wow. So he's not homophobic anymore? Okay. Oh my god. I feel like Chris is upgrading and downgrading simultaneously throughout this whole series. Mostly downgrading, but, you know.
Or even somewhat remotely better than yourselves, just so you can downsize their self-confidence and ego when you have absolutely no self-confidence or ego in yourselves.
That's
You
true.
all are misaiming your anger and impulsive hatred to someone who is not even remotely related to you, or even remotely involved in your own lives. All of you are not angry at me. All of you are not angry at Britney Spears, Pamela Anderson, Katy Perry, or any female superstar. All
Oh, okay. Oh, I see what he means. Okay.
of you are not angry at Jerry Seinfeld,
Yeah.
Tim Allen, Jay Leno, or any male superstar. All of you are not angry at anyone else similar or different or whatever. All of you are truly angry at the misfortunes in your own individual lives. All of
Rare Chris W right there.
you are truly angry at the actual local people around you who have shunned you or labeled you wrongfully, so that you'll end up
How
throwing those
long
same
is this
labels upon
already?
innocent people
On
who do
just
not
one
deserve that
video.
kind of
Okay,
emotional
whatever.
devastation at all. And the people who wrongfully labeled you all individually have had those same labels directly, wrongfully bestowed onto them, or otherwise indirectly learned from someone else who was wrongfully labeled as well. All of you are wrong to throw your own hatred of those around you who more appropriately deserve it onto any other person who does not deserve it
Bro's
to begin
learning
with.
somehow.
Wars get started because those people and all of you do not have any better ideas. All of them, and you solely take the immediate impulse that falls in a second to hurt someone else in an unrequited attack on that individual or someone else who did not deserve it to begin with. Every individual in this world is not perfect. Every individual in this world has some sort of mental defect or physical problem or emotional devastation, albeit minuscule or more grand than the size of the universe. There is no real strong person because those strong people are all weak as well in some area. And the higher force above us is always messing with each of our individual minds every day. Rather each of you call him God, Emmanuel, Zeus, Buddha, or even the individual destiny of your own. I'm not an atheist, because I sincerely believe in the higher force of above us. Even Jesus may be the higher force's son, but every religion will have you believing in the one same higher force. Right or wrong, it is truly set up to each individual perception of every individual soul among us the billions of people on this big blue marble among marbles in the universe. If all of you bullies really want to be angry at someone, do not pester or torture the innocent people who did not deserve it to begin with. Go take it up with the higher force, which had tweaked that individual person or situation upon yourself in your own prayers. It may
Okay.
or may not listen, but at least you can speak it out of your system in private rants and shouts in your own domicile, residence, or hole in the ground.
That's
and then
fair.
nobody else on this planet would have to take any unrequited abuse or feel more devastated or hurt than they each already are in their own way. Why is someone else's life indirect to your own immediately any important enough that they need to be tortured? Let them all just be. Let us all live. Sigh.
Sigh. He gotta end it with a sigh.
Refuting his claims that police only attack others because they hate themselves, designating the concept
Sorry, Chris, but to tell you the truth, the self-hatred and motivation for bullying actually doesn't happen. Of course you would say that, Kim Wilson. Of course you would fucking say that because you're a bully yourself.
as an 80s and 90s television cliche.
Fucker.
She stated that people who criticize others are often very successful and happy in their personal lives, and that he should keep in mind that all criticism is valuable, regardless of its origin.
Man.
On that same day, Chris posted a new original drawing up for sale on eBay, a depiction of Sonichu and Rose.
Saying half the people that have
on August
done me
14th,
wrong are really
in addition to more necessary
successful,
money and eBay orders, Christian asked if anyone could provide him with a special trading card from a My Little Pony themed trading card game, which was valued on eBay at $100. He later posted 2 images on Facebook in support of human equal rights for all people of all genders and orientations, and also came out as a tomgirl, intersex a female
tranny
soul with no body, and a tranny crossdresser.
What?
He also changed his profile picture to one with an embedded icon showing support for the pro-LGBT human rights campaign.
I mean,
He
that's
left a reply in the comment section, clarifying that he identified himself as a lesbian-identified male and encouraged others to search the term on the internet. He also wrote that he fully supported the LGBT community.
LBT? What? Wait, what?
Actually accepted the gay males. He further wrote that his mother still not approved of him wearing female clothing and short skirts as a place, wishing for her to embrace his tendencies to flirt the skirt.
Naturally.
Kristen added a comment to clarify his stance towards all the various genders. I just sorted it out, how to best nutshell the details. I hardly get along with males at all, not counting being civil. I get along better with females, totally! I hardly identify myself with the barbarian and stereotypical males at all. I identify best with the feminine ways, emotions, empathy, and about everything else. I get disgusted with the damn dicks, including my own. I want to shove my face into the big hole below the urethra, known as the beautiful vagina very much. I'm feminine on the inside, male on the outside. My feminine soul is most attracted and aroused by women and their superior beauty. Male bodies are horrendous and most offensive to me. Talk about going from the middle to hell's deep on the beauty/ugly thermometer. Female and male on female and female equals lesbian-identified man. No more questions. Christian then revealed his new identity as a lesbian-identified man and the cross-dressing transsexual in a post on his Facebook page, pleading for all males to wear sports bras and skirts if they wish to do so. He closed his post by stating his intentions to take part in a pride parade if there was one in his area. On August 15th, since Chris was interested in going on a date with Catherine in Fashion Square, he wrote a 2-page letter addressed to the manager of the mall from which he had been banned. He apologized for his loud outbursting misconduct/misbehavior, which was instigated by internet trolls. He wrote that he had matured emotionally and mentally since his ban and was in a serious relationship with a woman whom he deeply loved, a feeling which should not be mistaken for the act of intercourse. He thusly wanted to get readmitted into the mall so that they could shop there together. In addition, he wrote a similar letter of apology to get unbanned from the Walmarts in Charlottesville and Ruckersville, relaying the exact same sentiment about his relationship and wish to go shopping together. Finally, he wrote a 4-page letter of apology addressed to Mary Lee Walsh of Piedmont, Virginia Community College, apologizing for depicting her in his comics as an evil witch. Kristen reminded her of his attraction sign, which he forbade, and said that had she not have made it obvious to him that true love was illegal in the state of Virginia, he would have never drawn her as a witch character, which resulted in increased attention.
Okay, you cannot blame her in that same apology letter that you're saying. Okay, that's bullshit, bro. Come on.
He requested that he be unbanned from the campus so he could have the liberty to attend on-campus events and attend classes for the sake of his present and future family.
Bro,
on August 16th,
you don't even
Chris
go to that
posted
school.
a post on Facebook, apparently confessing that he would not let himself be bothered by trolls' actions anymore, because only his true friends knew of his genuine caring nature and respected him being a lesbian and a tranny. I no longer am going to care so easily for the opinions of the lot of you. I used to care, and that has hurt me mentally and emotionally very harshly, but not anymore.
Really?
You all can just go ahead and call me gay, meaning stupid, dumb, or homo, because I am homo for women, and none of any of you are going to ever change.
What the fuck?
Go ahead and give out my phone number, email, and all that shit,
Do you even know
because
what that
I will
means?
never respond to any of you haters as hazers. My closest friends and allies mean a heart and soul full to me than any of you strangers, because I've never even been remotely familiar with any of you before 2007, and very likely I never will have the displeasure of even making your acquaintance in person ever, and this is the last time I will ever say anything in response to your shitful and hurtful comments and hatred for hate's sake. So there. On August 17th, Christian changed his Facebook cover photo to a picture of his Lego incarnation, holding the hand of a female Lego minifigure, representing Catherine, who was wearing a miniature paper replica of his Sonichu medallion, which sparked discussion on the quickie forums over the existence of a possible
I was not paying attention to anything by Catherine.
Later, he posted a so-called poll on Facebook, intended to be answered only by internet trolls. He asked them if they not liked the rage face comic genre of internet memes, especially the often featured troll face, and if the trolls answered yes, they were to click the like button on his post. On August 25th, he announced that Sonichu disliked pickles in his comics because he was severely allergic to them, writing that eating a whole pickle would paralyze Sonichu. Chris then stated that Sonichu and most of his other characters were heterosexual.
I want someone to paralyze me with their
Sonichu,
pickle.
who was
What?
lesbian tomgirl tranny crossdresser, lesbian tomgirl
I didn't say shit.
and bisexual crystalline rose-chew. On the final day of the month, Christian went on a date with Catherine while wearing the perfume Fantasy by Britney Spears. She was accompanied by a troll playing the part of her cousin, Al, who drove her to meet Chris at the predetermined date location, the restaurant Applebee's. The audio of their entire conversation was covertly recorded.
Hell no.
Sorry about that. This is my cousin. Yeah, Katie, my car was in the garage, so I gave her a ride, so, yeah.
Sounds familiar.
You're here. Yeah. I'm here. Would you with me? Yeah. So glad.
I'm glad to meet you as well. I like your earrings. They're very pretty.
Thank you. Yeah. I like your earrings, too.
Oh, thank you.
Seems nice so far. I'm scared.
Thank you. This is for you.
Is this like, oh my goodness, this is amazing.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, and there's a story that goes with it. Plus to find out about the details of your birthday. And the 2 drawings I drew for you so far.
So amazing. There's no reason to do anything like that. I'm cursed. Does it get hurt in the teeth?
Oh, now I think this date's going pretty good so far. Yeah.
I should hope so.
After discussing Chris's family, they move on to the topic of his gender identity.
I see you wore your Tom Bell vest today.
My vest, yes. Kilt. Or at least kilt pattern. It was the only thing I could find in the
Oh,
middle
well.
there. That fit
Fair enough.
I think it was like...
No, but like hers is so real. We're buying stuff like
What's this
gold.
whole Tombow thing? I don't
It's essentially
understand.
where I'm, it's like tomboy where women are interested in boyish things and high activity. I'm into more feminine things.
So you're like a cross-dresser then?
I think they called us femboys today.
Franny, I said that. I'm a lesbian, tomgirl, transgender, male. So I'm 3/4 woman.
Okay.
The only difference is the body.
Yeah. They certainly have a unique fashion sense, I'll say that.
Chris is the only person I've heard of that wants to be called a tranny. I'm sorry, that is really funny to me. I don't know.
It's fairly unique, that's right.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Yeah.
I could be shaken up a little more sophisticated or whatever.
Yep.
It's always your good friends, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Catherine later revealed Chris's demeanor during the date. He kept trying to hold my hand, so I negotiated lunch like a T-Rex with strumpy little arms. Then he tried footsie under the table, and he stared at my tits a lot. I kept hoping Cousin Al would say something, but he never did. In retrospect, I should have called him out on it.
So what are your goals, plans, whatever? You guys gonna get married or what?
Well, we might.
Might do one day. It's going pretty well so far.
Yeah, I'm thinking we'll probably...
Chris does not know boundaries. It's killing me.
Well, you were talking about wanting to get married too.
Yes.
You said you wanted to be in the next 5 years or so.
Yeah, within the next 5 years. I mean, but that's up to you, though. When you feel ready to get married, I'll be there by your side at the chapel.
I should hope so.
Me too. And I'm still in full support of who you are as well. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah?
So you got open relationship?
I'll fully support her. You know her's a bi. I'm sure.
Not
So
every.
you're okay with her being with other women?
Yeah. I had other ideas in my
Does that
head.
include other men too?
Well, optional
No.
for her. But for me, I would definitely, if I felt up to it, it would be with another woman, definitely. But she expressed her interest in other women as well. I mean, I don't want to go too much into that. It sounds a little bit embarrassing. Just
Chris, you love her, right?
Yes, I do. I care about her.
So why would you be okay with her having sex with other men?
Well,
I mean,
That's a sneako shit.
it's more like if I can't satisfy her, if she feels lack of satisfaction, I made very clear for her that our relationship would be honest and loyal to each other. So as long as she lets me know that if she feels like she needs to see somebody else, then that's fine. I'll let her go. And
So sort of like an open marriage thing where each of you can see other people?
well,
Like fucking Michael and Amanda from GTA 5. Goddamn.
I'm not gonna marry other people.
Oh, no, just like see other people.
Just like see other people. It's like to take a break from each other as well. Because I've learned from a lot of television about where marriages end up bad because one cheats on the other. Yeah, but this way it's an open relationship, so we're being honest with each other.
That sounds bad.
And I come to terms with that being part of a healthier relationship. I mean, even modernly, sometimes the married couples will sleep in separate rooms if they felt need to.
Sleep in separate rooms, like after a fight or something?
That
maybe?
sucks.
Essentially, yeah, they get married and they decide it's like one doesn't feel comfortable sleeping right next to the other, so they end up with separate rooms. But they still love each other, care each other. In fact, it gives them more room to breathe.
So have you had relationships like that then, where you've been
No, I
kept
haven't.
distance?
Well, I haven't had too many relationships really.
Except
there was
over the
one
internet.
Where there's one girl definitely wanted me to keep my distance from her. I was getting too close to her.
You were never in a
So I
relationship,
learned how
twat.
to keep my hands to myself for a while.
I suppose you feel very strongly about respecting people's boundaries.
Oh yes, I do.
Sure he
For a
does.
while,
Sure he
Chris would
does.
move on to discussing
Why
the
would you
house
bring
fire.
up Megan?
So, Chris, you're saying that your house fire got started by some appliance at the Keurig?
The Keurig coffee door was plugged into the extension cord, plugged into the bathroom wall, and the fire happened at the arch where it was over the door frame, over the door.
Oh, I was gonna say if it was the coffee maker, I would have seized the hell out of those bastards.
Yeah, but
Hey, yeah. That's what fucking Chris was trying to do too.
we thought for a while that's why it was too, the coffee brewer, but unfortunately,
No, it was your hoarding.
it turned out to be an extension cord after the fire inspector confirmed that.
But why was it that the coffee maker was plugged into the electric socket?
We didn't have one that was closer. The closest one there was behind a really big dresser, and the house was cluttered. I had lots of stuff, and my mom, being as impulsive as she was, a good wheel sometimes, that didn't help much either. But that is like God telling us, "Hey, Barbara, I'll make it easier for you. There you go, fire, get out of the house." Yeah, because she was
Damn!
all that clutter as well, didn't know where to put it.
Where is she?
So your mother thinks that God was telling her to move out of the house, so God burnt it?
God is a fucking savage then. Wait, hold on. This reminds me of a post I saw. Hold on. My sister-in-law died in a fire. Her Bible was beside her bed on a stand. Not a burn mark on the Bible. Also, miracle from God. That's literally. Yeah, that's gotta be a sign from God that he fucking hates you, bro. He's a cold-blooded murderer and he's leaving his business card, basically. Is that what it is?
That's one idea she has.
Actually.
Food's great.
Yeah, food sounds good.
Food's great.
Yeah, me too. Just nibbling. A little bit. I'm a bit of a soda drinker. Drink a lot of soda throughout my life, so I end up with a shaky leg also. That's one thing my mother complains about, and that shakes the house also.
Your shaky leg shakes the whole house.
Well,
How?
not as much when I'm sitting down here.
So you just like your leg fidgets a little bit, shakes like that.
Yeah.
How?
Like people who fidget like that, they burn more calories.
Well, now I feel weird.
Really?
Don't
Really?
worry about it. Maybe live with me long enough, you'll pick up on the habit. Just kidding.
Oh, I fucking hope not.
Well, it's like I said, my guy's really emotional.
Yeah.
Well, that's another thing, another obstacle to relationships. Sometimes we travel a lot, so if it's long distance and you can't see each other, that's a challenge.
And
So,
true.
It takes effort. It takes a lot of effort.
And I am willing to put in the effort.
Well, I live in Colchester, so that's far away.
It's not that far away. Plus, you can always move in with you know, my mom when you feel comfortable. And then we'll find you a library here, and I'll hire you.
Christian then revealed to Catherine and Al his various experiences with internet trolls and elaborated on his
Oh,
struggles
no,
between
hell
the
no.
gameplays.
Oh, yeah, this was October
Oh, God, bro.
2011. Michael Snyder, the King Hobby Place.
Now, why are you bringing this shit up?
Michael Hayden McGuss, April 2008. And he was definitely a total asshole.
How is he an asshole to you?
He was just very mean, uncaring. He wouldn't even be considered.
But why did he ban you, though? Are you gonna say why he banned you? Cause...
When I went in one time before that just asked him, is it okay? Everything's passed, everything. And he's like, no. He's like, no. They want to call police on evidence, so I left. Yeah, I was like, well, I had an audio recording, and it got up, and I uploaded it for the reason I had at the time.
Show them the whole audio thing. Show them where you just yelled Jew at him. I hope they'll like that.
wait a second. Why would you record it, and then why would you upload it? What would you upload it?
Exactly. Thank you.
Because so I could prove that Michael was as mean as he was. If he had not been mean, I would not have uploaded it at all. But
You're just proving that you're more hostile than him. I'm sorry, bro.
it was an audio recording. I had a digital camera in my pocket, and it recorded the audio.
When was this?
This was like, let's say 2009 or 10.
Okay, so it's a few years ago.
Yeah.
And then you said you got arrested in 2011?
Yeah, because it was a trap essentially. My mother and I, we were in that part of
You
town.
ran his ass over.
A sign in the store window said under new management. So I figured Michael was gone, right? No, he was the new manager of the place now, and he had the police on call ready right there at the people at the Staples store to be like witnesses and everything. And Mom and I, we tried to make our escape, but nobody would let us.
Why would they call the cops on you then?
Snyder paid the police to beat the crap out of them and arrest them, something like that.
He bribed the cops?
Yeah.
Why would he do that? Why would he hate you so much?
Well, how did you find out that he bribed the cops? Like,
What
did he tell you?
Yeah, well, pretty much, my mom figured it out, essentially. And, you know, it's like two common sense to put two and two together.
No!
He figured that he would profit from me and my mother. He thought we were rich, but we were not so rich. We ended up losing a lot of money we had that Mr. C, my father, had left us, and the court and lawyer fees.
Yeah.
What were you charged with then? I mean, it sounds like you didn't really do anything.
Yeah, we were charged with trespassing.
You said you tried to make an escape. Did you run from the cops?
A bit, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they were trying to block our path out, but we made it happen, then they cornered us.
Yeah, I would be suspicious of this. Because how did the cops get
Behind the
you?
building.
Chris, I've had to deal with cops myself, and I gotta say, you never look forward to dealing with the cops, but they're still the police. You got to treat them with respect, even if they're, even if you don't like them, you still have to deal. Even if you don't agree with what they're doing, you still have to show respect. It's just important to do.
Yeah, that's still the process I'm trying to get to hold the giving, pulling the good from the bad from, and I'm still saying bad in a lot of them because the bribery and everything, they can be corrupted. Because you don't know what's going on in their heads. And Snyder, he pretended to be like hit by our van, but he did not. The van was still, he like hit the bumper and faked falls.
I'm pretty sure he actually isn't.
It was not moving. He walked up to the van and then fell back.
What?
Well, he stood there like the general who Stonewall Jackson.
The Confederate general.
Yeah, like stood there like Stonewall Jackson.
He continued to talk about his various experiences with the trolls.
What a
I
fucking
actually met a
idiot.
few of them in person, once or twice.
How did that happen?
Well, one of them was kind of like a setup where I thought I was going to make a new girlfriend there. I thought it would be that one time, but it turns out there was a camera recording and hiding from something.
Oh, he figured it out.
Going on in that conversation.
Really?
Yeah, and then this other guy came in dressed in a pickle costume.
He figured it out.
Why would he be dressed in a
I'm
pickle
sorry, I'm
costume?
looking at you. This is so
Yeah,
absurd.
I know it is
Why a pickle
absurd.
costume?
It is.
Early in the Science comics, I drew Sancho eating lunch with roast chew. He was eating a sandwich. He had pickles on it. He was like, I hate pickles. Yeah, because I don't like pickles either.
Oh, okay.
What time is it? We're going to go back to the mechanics before they close.
What time?
It's 10 after 3.
After 3, yeah, they close at 4:30.
Okay, well, we'll wrap it up here in a few minutes. So.
They've got my car.
Okay.
Where was the where's the garage then?
I'm not sure.
We don't know you don't know the street address? No, we don't have the street
It's in your
address.
GPS. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Okay, I'll follow y'all.
It's a pretty long way to the mechanics.
Yeah,
So.
it's near my place. He's going to drop me off and then he's got to go back home for work. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can make Pride Parade for you. That's
Yeah.
2 weeks.
That's on the
Ooh,
13th.
Pride Parade,
I'll try
period.
and see if I can make sure, but like I said, I'm back walking dogs and
Well, you can always talk with Katie over Skype, right?
Christian suggested that they could visit his house in Ruckersville, which was still being renovated and repaired. Catherine and Al took him up on his offer.
Oh, fun. What? That was the end? What? Bro, I didn't even hear the music that time until, like, it said end of, which part, whoa, that was a lot. Okay, wow. Elderly Japanese woman. My husband and I haven't enough of this. The foreigner is scaring us, we don't know what to do. Landlord, ma'am, I don't want to sound rude, but the foreigner is always paid on time. He's not breaking the appliances, and he seems like a reasonable guy whenever I talk to him. I understand he can be a little loud sometimes, but I'm sure there's a rational and benign reason behind all of this. Maybe being loud is just a bit more normal overseas. Elderly Japanese woman. You don't understand, it's not just about being loud, it's what he's saying, landlord. Why could he possibly be shouting that upsets you? Gino through the walls. Vagina, ovary, C cup milk and breast with tits and all. That's funny. I forgot he was in Japan, so he's in China, I know that. I just saw this one. Episode title, Chris sells his dad's soul for Legos. Surprisingly, the 10 out of 10 woman who can cook, clean, satisfy him sexually, and take care of their daughter named Crystal, and be the breadwinner of the household while Chris plays video games and makes Crayola comic pages at a rate of 1 per 425 days, has failed to walk up to Chris and immediately start blowing him. Really makes you question why the universe even exists. I love how anytime a girl troll decides to actually meet up with Chris IRL, they always bring at least one other person they know to have close by. It's pretty crazy. Considering how he acts, it's understandable why they want someone there exactly. Episode 10, I feel bad for Chris. These trolls are mean. Episode 40, Chris is a piece of shit. Yeah, I don't even care about the trolls at this point. Like, goddamn. Accusation of improper Lego purchases. I think that's what they got Al Capone on. Imagine being some kid having a birthday dinner at Applebee's just for Chris Chan to be next to you talking about ACAB, pickle man lore, hitting a man with his car, and gender identity. I would have a blast. Do you think Chris's real reason for growing his hair out was because he was jealous of Liquid's luscious locks? Literally! A woman named Catherine, who is in fact a fabricated persona created by trolls. What a shocker. Augie and those people that are real and genuinely care about him, he treated like trash, yeah. Chris Chan XL, well, you aren't wrong. I'm surprised there was never a revelation that Chris's own mother was in fact a persona created by trolls at this fucking point. Barbara's teeth rotting inside her mouth. Chris, but I need to replace those DVDs and Legos. I used Gino's soothing voice to fall asleep, but I was rudely woken by C-cup milky breast. Chris denies a woman for being overweight. Also Chris, angry at being called fat. Gino, Chris Chan XL. So funny, I don't know why. It's depressing how spoiled and entitled Chris is. He wouldn't shut up about all the Lego kits he needed and even wanted multiple copies of some of them. This is the kind of behavior you learn is unacceptable as a child. Bob and Barbara are great examples of how not to parent. It's fascinating to imagine how Chris would have turned out if he'd had actual responsible parents. Yep. These dates always go the same way. Chris ignores any and all boundaries and is as pervy as possible. Catherine is strong for the second ever, literally. Regular people dating. Hey, how's it going? Quick. One woman! I did a Chris Chan tour of Charlottesville this week. Spoke to a GameStop employee where he peppered over the arms. Oh my god. He apparently calls them every now and then using a British accent. What the hell? God, I feel like I've aged 100 years since part 1. This era of Christery is soul-crushingly depressing. I thought it was the lowest era of all until, well. Lesbian Tom Girl, transgender male. Godzilla had a stroke trying to read this and fucking died. Imagine being a kid with a birthday at Applebee's and unknowingly being a small part of Christery. It's insane. I'm guessing at this point Gino Samuel had to Google Roman numeral for 40 and was not disappointed. Does anyone else find it strangely touching that Chris was upset over losing the Aspertu medallion, a character he hated so much when it was first introduced? No, because I felt bad as well. He didn't even make it himself. It was a gift to him that he liked. Damn. It's so sad. I don't know. Chris, no troll is going to rewrite my history. His entire legacy is based off trolls. They've been rewriting his history for years. Later that day, or on that same day, is the scariest thing to hear in the series because it shows Chris can just screw his life up a whole lot in one day. The fact that Chris thinks his drawings are worth $1,000 escapes me. The audio of their entire conversation was covertly recorded. These trolls should work for the CIA. They'd be perfect for it. That you're here when he met Catherine at Applebee's was so sad. He was fully anticipating being either stood up or ambushed by aggressive trolls. The part where Chris is explaining a fake date being recorded to his fake date recording him is far too meta for me. It's insane! Like, shit. Part 39, I forget Michael Snyder. Part 40, he was a total asshole and he bribed the cops. This has happened 1,000 times in the series by now. Literally! Okay, 3240. This actually kind of broke my heart. Listen to the way he says, "You're here," in that tone of childlike desperation. He genuinely expected to be stood up or for her to be a troll. But when he sees, he thinks that she's actually real. The relief is obvious. Can't help but feel sorry for him sometimes. But then we're almost to the part where he pepper sprays a GameStop employee because Sonic's arms are the wrong color, so you can't feel too bad for him. True. Highlights from the date not included in this video. Chris says he was kicked out of Cub Scouts for failing to control his anger. Chris can't pronounce quesadilla. Fuck. Chris can't pronounce quesadilla correctly. He pronounces it quesadilla. I literally almost pronounced it like that. I swear to God. Chris forgets whether Bob served in World War II or the Korean War. Chris wears his father's wedding ring in honor of him. This seems very creepy in retrospect, given that he used his father's wife, his own mother, for sex. Yep. So you feel very strongly about respecting women's boundaries. Yes, I do. Gino then proceeds to show Chris and Megan in the background. It's little details like this that make these docs great. I love it. My God, this is a lie. Okay. I'm gonna pee real quick. Hold on. Alright, I'm back. 2 more. Because probably not gonna have too much time for this. Because I have an 11 a.m. class tomorrow. That lasts for 3 hours. Like, nearly 3 hours, so I don't know.
On August 31st, 2014, after Christian's afternoon date with 2 trolls
Oh.
playing the parts of an interested female party, Catherine, and her cousin Al, he invited them to visit his house in Ruckersville, Virginia, which was still
no.
being renovated after its January fire.
Oh, shit.
She later recounted the beginning of their spontaneous trek. We were going to escape to the mechanic, where Katie's car was, but Chrissy wanted to follow us. When he offered to show us his house, we took him up on it. We followed him even though Al knew where we were going. Chris seriously drives like my demented old grandma, who doesn't have a license anymore because she kept going the wrong way up one-way streets.
Oh my God.
Though the audio of the entire trip was covertly recorded and transcribed, the recording is now thought to be lost. According to the transcript as found on the wiki, the 3 discussed the night of the fire and how he was woken up by his barking dogs. His mother Barbara had tried to put out the fire with a fire extinguisher, but failed to suppress it. Christian believed if she had more than 1 extinguisher, the fire could have been quelled. They spent an extended amount of time exploring the outside of the property, commenting that there was broken glass and other possible hazards hidden in the grass, caused by the firefighters who broke the windows to enter the property. They then approached the shed in the yard, which was originally constructed to be a workshop, and noted the plaque on the door, which read, "Dreaming Studio of Mr. C and Lil C, where dreams do come true, 1989.
It really
Chris
hurts
pointed out
seeing
the
that
large
again.
cases filled with vinyl records in the shed, which his father Bob played in private. Al noted that he collected records himself and offered to buy some from Chris for a fair price. Chris really appreciated this gesture. Immediately after, they made
Naturally.
one more stop on their day-long dalliance, the Chandler's rental house.
Damn, this is a nice place. So you've been living here since when?
Yeah, since last February.
Oh,
Hello.
howdy.
Hi, Sophie. Hi, Clover. Hi, Mom.
Howdy.
Well, Miranda, this here.
Nice to meet you.
That's Catherine and her cousin Al.
Glad to meet you. I'm the guy.
Oh God.
Oh,
I remember he.
There's some, yeah, I think a little bit of work there.
Fuck, I don't care. Scammer
I'm
from
Jack
Mars.
Trump, and I approve this message.
Shut up. Yep. Jesus Christ. Sorry, the audio's gonna get fucked. I'm so sorry for that. I'm really gonna have to turn all that out. I only have 1 ear in the headphone, and that fucking hurt. Jesus.
that's Snoopy and that's Clover. I also got a case of
Oh, that makes sense.
Don't bite me. They seem pretty loud. But,
Yeah, they get loud when there's new people.
Oh, cool. Dude, is this your room?
Yeah, that's my work room.
Can I go in for a
Work
minute?
room.
Sure. Hey now, doggies, calm down. It's good.
So what is all this then?
Yeah, pretty much random things, but that's the
still
high school I
working.
built based on the one from Hardley High, capability max Manchester High. Took me about a month to build that.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, see, Chris, you spent a month to build that?
yeah.
So
Really?
that's dedication right there.
Yeah.
With your comics and stuff, you can do the same thing. If you can be dedicated, like if you can work on that for a month,
Yeah.
you can spend a month working on a comic book.
Anyway, I built this
fair
house on
enough.
multiple houses, and here's our minifigs. Me and Catherine.
Aw,
Yeah, I painted kilts on her.
neat. Yeah, that's little. Okay. What's that around her neck? Is that like a little medallion? or-
Yeah, Sachi and Roshi medallion. Only my girlfriend eventually would get them.
Oh, cool.
Well, that's
So what's
cute.
this?
That's you.
Is that me? Oh, it's even tinier than I thought. Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, too bad you're not saying we were to watch Gigi.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We've got to get out of here. Get.
Yeah, at least let me show you my bedroom. It is right there.
Sure, you go ahead.
So this is sort of like your office then?
Yeah, kind of. Here's where I sleep.
Oh, it's a nice room. Wow, it's a lot of Skylanders.
Yeah.
That's a lot. How many?
Dude, you got a lot of PS3 games.
Damn.
Did these survive the fire? Did you get
Yes, they all did.
vegetables?
Every last one.
Oh,
Wow.
that's fun.
So that's
Oh,
good.
that's
Yeah.
Oh, man, this is pretty much our entire
I
collection
did
of
not
them.
realise you kept my picture in your nightstand. Oh, no, wait, I think you did tell me that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cute.
Who's that?
That's my
that?
father.
Oh,
That's Mr. C right there.
so you keep that there for
That's
me.
Catherine and Mr. C.
Do you think you would approve of me?
How do you feel?
I like to think so.
And I think he does.
He seems he would have been interested in your best.
Oh, hi, baby girl. She's a kisser. He likes to
They're
kiss.
so cute. I'm sure they'll get used to me eventually.
Yeah.
They just don't know who I am or I'm in their house.
Don't be Clover, that's Catherine. Katie. You saw her picture?
You showed your dogs my picture. That's so cute.
Yeah.
Oh, cute.
They like the picture or what? Or?
Well, they sniffed it. They smell everything. We got separate pee and put on the paper.
Yeah,
on
try
the
not
black
to
thing.
stand on it.
They what? Oh, yeah, I guess it makes sense in the
Yeah,
paper. So.
try not to stand on it or anything.
It's awfully inconvenient to take them outside and have
Yeah.
to pick it up. I
Yeah.
have to have it inside and pick it up.
Oh, yeah, then it's closer so you can clean it up without going as far with it,
72
really.
years old, I don't.
Fair enough.
Oh, I told
That
my
house is gonna
about,
smell like shit
you
then.
have a lot of stores in your travels in the European British
Quite
area.
literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Mother and tell her something about the Western name. When you're
400 years ago, the king declared the name Weston, W-E-S-T-O-N, not I-N or E-N, but O-N, to be part of England's royalty forever.
Really?
Wow. That's a piece of history right there.
certainly Christian seems like a pretty good son. He was talking about how he helps you out around the house and all. And
Oh
such.
my gosh.
Yeah.
I couldn't survive without him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I hope he takes care of Katie just as well. So.
I'm pretty sure I'm fairly confident I will. I've had practice.
So.
He's had a lot of practice. His father died 3 years ago.
I know, we heard him. I'm
Yeah.
very sorry.
Sorry, I apologize for your loss. That's gonna
Damn,
suck.
3 years already? Shit.
You never get over it.
Oh my
We
god.
were married 31 years.
That's a long marriage.
And 2 months after we were married, he had triple bypasses. And the doctors told him that he would not have lived 2 more weeks. If he hadn't had. And if he hadn't married me, he'd never know.
Because you made him go to the doctor.
Very, very subtly. Because he was an engineer to E, and he did hardcore negotiating.
What is music playing?
To sell their product.
Oh my god, is this whole video just gonna be the...
Calm down.
Yeah, I don't know if there's much room
There's
here.
not
We can't stay seated.
Yeah, we're gonna head on in a few
The
minutes
couch
anyway,
belongs
so.
to the dogs. They saved us from the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christian said they were.
the dogs.
Yeah.
I burned both feet because I didn't have any shoes on.
You had to walk through the fire then?
Ugh.
Well, I had this extinguisher trying to put it out, and what happened was
So you saw the fire, you grabbed an extinguisher. You're lucky you had
he
one on
grabbed the
hand.
extinguisher, pulled the thing out, and handed
Yeah, I remember from training, you pull the pin first.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you hand it off to your mum.
Sounds like you were both pretty brave to fight the fire like that.
We didn't have
Okay.
any choice. I was able to hold it just long enough for him to get his head together, get the dogs and the cat. That's
So sorry
okay.
for your loss.
That's
What if the
okay.
cats did
It
die?
hasn't been totally bad.
Life happens, you know. Things
for a
happen.
reason.
You just get through it, so.
I think for a reason. I appreciate you driving her down.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a good reason, but it's a
Well,
reason.
her car broke down, and so there wasn't really any choice. I was the only guy that could, so.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know Christian or anything. I hadn't met you all at all, and they were talking pretty serious, like it seemed. So I thought that I'd get to know your family as well, because if these two are going to get hitched, it's going to be one family.
Just as
So,
beautiful as he said.
Oh, thank you. You're very sweet.
You
Yeah.
are.
so.
You are.
Oh, I think I told Katie about how Rand wanted to be an English teacher. Enjoyed some English literature, I think.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, she likes a lot of Shakespeare.
Yeah, I do like Shakespeare.
She also enjoys the Tudors HBO program through Netflix.
Why does
King
Chris
Henry VIII.
call her mother?
Oh, Henry VIII. Anne Boleyn, his wife.
Well, no, yeah. One of the
Refused.
last of the Tudors.
Hey, you know that's bullshit. Come on, we all know
Blood
that.
cancer, every blood western in the world.
That would be an interesting thing to research.
I'm pretty sure everyone knows you were not really Anne Boleyn anyway. Come on.
I still don't know the missing link between Richard Weston and Mary Boleyn. Oh yeah, and now we're thinking ahead, I did mention to her that I promised you our first daughter would have the middle name Weston. So we continue that tradition and royalty.
Fair enough. I mean, that's nice.
Well, we'll let you go now.
Yeah.
Thank you for us back to see us.
Yep, nice place. Nice place y'all got here, so.
Over that?
Yeah.
Okay, hey, Catherine, before you go,
Yeah.
I want to let you know, what am I doing in a place like this? Waiting for the most honest, true, and awesome woman to come around in my life.
Oh my god, you're so sweet.
At this point, according to Catherine, Christian put his arm around her and tried to kiss her. She feigned to sneeze to dodge it.
I'm so glad this is working out very well.
Me too. Sorry, we've got to get going. I need to
Okay.
get things back.
Well, hey, Chris, we'll both be pretty busy, but you and Katie can talk over the internet, and we'll see if we can work something out over the next couple of weeks. Maybe
Yeah.
meet up again.
No, they're both
Hopefully,
trolls.
Katie, you know where we are. You can come over yourself if you feel like it.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I would let you know, obviously. I wouldn't just turn up. That would be sort of rude.
Yeah, well, yeah, we wouldn't want to interrupt nothing like that.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Don't be
All right,
rude.
anyway, it was nice meeting.
No, we're
After she
trolls.
left, Chris changed his Facebook status to in a relationship, setting the start of their relationship as the day they first made contact on OkCupid,
Oh, wow.
July 9th. At a later date, Catherine leaked some of the items from the goodie bag she was given by Chris. These included a mix CD called 3/4 Woman, featuring 21 songs sung over by Chris, and 2 drawings
Yeah.
telling a story of Chris getting attacked and downtrodden by internet trolls.
Oh.
Fortunately, Catherine in angelic form comes to revive him by sending an electrical charge into him by cables clamped onto Catherine and Christian's respective nipples with alligator clips.
What the fuck?
On September 2nd, Chris wrote and then sent her a handwritten
That's
letter
weird.
detailing his vows for the relationship as sweethearts, soulmates, and partners. I, Christian Weston Chandler, of sound mind and body, to Catherine, with this, my class ring, I take thee, Catherine, to be my sweetheart, lover, and girlfriend, in our relationship with
sweet.
mutual loyalty, devotion, trust, and companionship. And I solemnly vow to maintain respect for you as my partner, to remain a good, loyal, honest, and supportive partner to you, to keep any and all information about you, sensitive and whatever else, secret and strictly confidential between the two of us alone, unless you specifically specify such a detail to be shared with another trusted person in our lives, to fully maintain honesty and loyalty to you at all times, now and forever. Even when and if I should feel need for a break, or to find fun with anyone else, I vow to inform you of such times and with who, and all other details of such, to keep you topmost on my heart and soul, alongside my mother, who remains of my utmost loyalties, honesty, and such that goes into the mother-child relationship, respectfully, and all related priorities as well, to remain, emotionally and mentally, open to you forever, to add more vows to this list as we continue on with our relationship, as they come about, and when they come about. In addition, he offered to give her his high school graduation amethyst ring, but she declined. On that same day, he
Damn.
posted on Facebook that he was offering 2 of his original drawings up for sale on eBay at a limited $50
Oh,
off
goodness,
offer,
damn.
reducing their
Why?
individual prices to $150. The next day, Christian left a reply on a Facebook post made by the official Sonic the Hedgehog page, which
No.
advertised the upcoming video game and partner TV show, Sonic Boom. He stated his hatred of Sonic's new design, who would have blue-colored arms rather than the past tan color, and stated that he would be boycotting the game until his arm color was changed.
Wow.
On September 4th,
Motherfucker.
Chris acquired a miniature display case showcasing police equipment and uniform from its owner who no longer wanted it. He promptly put it up on eBay for $100
Oh,
and
what the
advertised
fuck?
the new listing on Facebook.
Why though?
According to the description,
Let's hope
the
they're
piece was
not from
created in
jerk offs.
1941 and would make a good present to the uncorrupted local authority, as opposed to the corrupted and power-abusing majority. He later updated the description to state that all the items, including the gun,
Oh
were
my
fake
God.
and firmly glued into place, possibly
Yeah,
as a
no
response to
shit.
inquiries or criticisms from eBay staff. He added that the case was 26 inches tall and weighed between 50 and 100 pounds, and demanded that no one report or remove the listing. Some people left queries about the item, a few of which questioned the reasoning for the shipping price being set at $50. Chris answered that once bidding starts on an item, he cannot edit the details, and asked that the persons blame the opening bidder for the inconvenience. In addition, a few individuals commented on the possible rodent droppings seen in the background of the listed photos, but Chris firmly denied this. On September 5th, Christian notified his Facebook friends and followers that he would be delayed in fulfilling his commissions because he was talking and getting to know his girlfriend over the past month. He promised that he would fulfill all of his orders in 3 days. On that same day, he made a Facebook post claiming that since he defaced an Xbox One game console display in Walmart in 2013 to make it read Hexbox, he had grown to understand what he had done wrong and asked to be unbanned from the Walmarts of both Ruckersville and Charlottesville. He revealed that he had written a letter of apology addressed to the manager of the store, and that she had called him, letting him know that she would not be lifting his ban. He stated that by doing so, she was
wow.
discriminating not only against an autistic person, but also a lesbian trapped in a male body, and transgender. He pleaded for his followers,
Oh,
the
okay,
Human
so
Rights
this is at
Campaign,
the point
and the
where
LGBT
Chris was
community
mushy,
to go
okay.
to the Walmart to demand that Christian be allowed to re-enter the store. On the 9th, he announced that his 2 temporarily discounted works on eBay would remain permanently priced at $150 for their final 2 days until their listings expire, and urged people to buy them, as he would also include a free commissioned drawing. On that same day, he posted 3 new drawings up for sale on eBay, also for a price of $150.
You know what I actually want to do right now? I want to try to write the hardest Chinese character. But no. Okay, I'll try it. That was really fucking hard. Oh my god, it took me a second. Jesus Christ. It's really hard to do. Okay, anyways. I don't even know why I tried to do that.
2 starred Angelica Roastew and Bubbles Roastew, respectively, and another featured a return of Roastew in commemoration of brave women who have braved their own battles, including the Women's Army Corps and members of the LGBT
I love that
community.
there's a whole specifically
Later
in
that
the
day,
crotch
he
area.
posted that he had gone to a Human Rights Campaign store to buy some items promoting the cause, and displayed them in a photo.
Oh, that's fun.
The next day, Chris clarified on Facebook that his new girlfriend was not a hooker or a prostitute, and felt sorry for the women who had to work in that profession.
Or a troll,
On September
right?
13th, he announced that he was adding another commission category to his eBay page, reproductions of his Sonichu and Roastew medallions, sold for $30.
Oh, the true and honest
He
ones?
stated
Heck
that it
yeah.
could take up to 2 weeks for a single medallion to get made. In the first couple of days,
Really?
he received over 20 orders. Also on September
Damn.
13th, Christian
That's
wrote a
a
post
lot of
clarifying
weeks.
that he preferred to define the word gay according to its antiquated meanings, namely cheerful, colorful, and happy, rather than the more common use of the word as a synonym for homosexual. In another post, he lambasted those who used the word in a derogatory fashion to call someone or something stupid, and quoted some original lyrics for a song inspired by the film My Little Pony: Equestria Girls. Gay is
What?
colors, gay is bold, gay is happy.
Oh,
The way
that's
you
fun.
use the word, it makes you real crappy. Rainbooms rock. In addition, he made a post
Rainbooms?
revealing that he had gone to a local pride parade. I was at the Pride Festival today, and I really felt accepted and liked among the LGBT community. Like, I do belong
surprised.
there as a lesbian transgender that I am, and a lot of real women there showed me kindness and respect. Smiling face emoji. I feel better about
Okay.
myself for that, but I was not in the mental state to meet new people yet. But I did make some acquaintances,
Oh,
talked
that's
with
good.
some of them for a bit. But I do feel that I really want to do more with the community, so I may join up with a Seville Pride or something. I
What?
have some pamphlets and details. I will make my own
Now,
decisions.
hold on, what?
3 days later, he announced a special offer of offering free Sonichu or Roastew medallions with every colored commission, the proceeds from which were desperately needed for his mother's dental work, which could cost $600. On September 17th, Marvin, the man in the pickle suit during Chris's date with Emily, and also a moderator of the Quickie forums, posted
What?
a screenshot of a message the troll Kim Wilson sent to Chris, asking about his so-called
no.
intimate piercing. Marvin claimed that Christian had gotten a body piercing in his perineum, also known as a taint, which was the
Oh,
area of the
no.
body between a person's genital region
No,
and their
not
anus.
this part.
Chris
Fuck.
seemingly saw this post
No.
and decided to address his taint piercing on Facebook the following day.
Fuck me. No.
I had something done to me that is radical, that I did for my lesbian soul. I got a new piercing on my taint on Monday the 15th, about where my clitoris would be if I was a woman. It is a
No.
short, steel straight piece with steel spheres, of which I refer to them as my unclit. I'm tending to its cleaning personally, in daily baths
Fuck,
or
I hate
showers,
this part.
as well as cleaning the area with rubbing alcohol twice daily. I, Christian Weston Chandler, with no other outside opinions from anyone, have long been thinking about getting a piercing on my taint, with a steel sphere where my clitoris would be if I was born female,
No,
in my
girl.
sole identity as a female and a lesbian, as a fair substitute for that, and to stimulate the woman's
I've
clitoris
seen the
by
pictures,
scissoring
by the way.
years
It's
ago
bad.
after watching
It's
the lesbian
gross.
couple tribbing each other in the softcore porn
not,
movie,
like, awful
The Key to
for me to
Sex.
look at, but
And
damn,
for those who
does
don't know
it
about
feel
tribbing,
awful.
it is more commonly known as scissoring.
But damn, does
Tribadism
it
is where
suck.
one woman
Oh,
rubs her
what?
vulva
I
against the
know
other
what
woman's
tribadism
vulva
is.
to stimulate each other's
Just never
clitoris. In
experienced.
fact, there are clits that actually stake out, penetrating the labia and better stimulating the other clitoris. The female bonobo monkeys have long clits, and they trib other female bonobos a lot of the time. And to make
I
sure
don't wanna
everyone
know
understands
about
once and for
monkeys
all,
fucking.
I am a female lesbian soul trapped in a male body. Or to put it another way, I am a lesbian transgender. I'm seriously into women. Males offend me. Even my
Okay.
own penis totally grosses me out. I'm glad that I tuck it underneath my taint, so I do not have to look down at the ugly bulge. I have come out as the
That's
lesbian
fair
transgender that I always
enough.
have been and ever will. And for every one of you sods who continue to mislabel me as a homosexual male, or hint towards anything of that even in distasteful jest, you all can kiss my vagina of my soul.
And she's still offended by being called a gay man.
Have a good day. At the bottom of his post, he shared a link to the Tribadism page on
Oh,
Wikipedia,
Jesus.
the free online encyclopedia. Because the link's preview thumbnail included illustrations of people having sex, a troll reported Christian for sharing nudity on Facebook. Though no action was ultimately taken against him, members of the Quickie forums discussed Chris's unclit in great length, worrying about a
God.
possible infection which could lead to other health problems if not
Yeah.
treated properly. It marked a high point of activity for the
It's
forums,
bad.
and the thread discussing Chris's taint eventually reached 45 pages.
Oh no, girl.
Also on September 18th, Christian wrote a Facebook post after he had learned about the possible existence of haters of the LGBTQ community within the Human Rights Campaign. He
Oh,
asked for
really?
cyberbullies and internet trolls to stop what they are doing and shut down their hateful websites for good, sharing 4 concept drawings for his hypothetical Trollbusters task force. 2 days later, he apologized for an earlier post in which he attempted to redefine the word gay and stated that he accepted the gays as people like any other person. In closing, he also
Okay.
apologized for past comments he made, wherein he wished to turn gay people straight, conceding that it was wrong of him to think so.
Yeah.
On the 20th, he listed both his 1997 Cadillac Seville and his mother's 1996 BMW Z3 up for sale on the online marketplace website, Craigslist. Chris aimed
What the
to sell his
hell?
car for $5,000 and noted that it needed extensive maintenance, including replacing the battery and mending a cracked engine block.
Aw,
The following
dude.
day, he elaborated on his creative process when making the sonetry medallions for his buyers. Just to let everyone know why I estimate 2 weeks for creation of a medal or more. First, I have to be in the mood and mindset for creation as best as I'm able, or otherwise not busy with live details or chores and errands. Then I have to mold them according to my own specifications, including being able
What?
to fit into the 3.5-inch square boxes with cotton puddings per box. Then they all have to air dry overnight. Then I paint the details, let that dry, and then use a permanent ink fine point marker to hand write my signature, open parentheses, C, close parentheses, and production number, followed by measuring the lengths of the neck straps from the longer leather strips, thread them through the rings of each metal as tie the 2 ends together. Then I print or photocopy the small square blank certificates, fill them each appropriately with their respective metal, and then laminate the certificates. And then there's the package wrapping, addressing, and shipping them out at my local USPS post office. Around then, I would add to the tracking numbers respectively as well. And with that, I'm making my promise now that from the first week's order amount, if over 30 medals, I will have them all ready to ship, and ship them all on Friday the 27th. At around the same time, Christian was emailing Catherine about his plans for when they have sex. He informed her of his efforts in designing and testing a strap-on-like device without the dildo attached, so that he could keep his
Why
penis
the
and testicles
fuck?
hidden as the pair performed tripodism, but his initial design failed to work as intended during testing. In the next email, Christian shared his experiences with trying out the dildo that came with a strap-on that he ordered.
Oh,
He tried to
hell
insert
no.
it along with a washcloth to clean out his rectum, but failed to do so. Soon after, he tried inserting it into himself in different ways while in his bathtub filled with water, but it merely caused him pain. He placed the dildo into a dresser drawer where he also stored his deflated woman sex doll, which he hadn't used in months, since he felt that inanimate objects did not satisfy him as they did before. It was also possibly around this time that he replied to an email from Catherine concerning Chris's school papers that were stolen from his house and leaked
What a
onto the forums.
shite.
He told her that he suspected the thief to have been a boy who lived across the street from him, who hated the Chandlers. He described an event during which the neighbor's cat attacked Chris and Barbara with its claws, so they called for animal control, who came to pick up the cat and euthanized it. Ever since then, Chris alleged that the boy, along with his grandfather, have been plotting against him and claimed that they had bred a snake which they released into their cement front porch through a hole they had made themselves to attack the Chandlers. In addition, he thought that they were responsible for several eggings of their property, and
What
also
the
for stealing
shit?
Barbara's purse and a reproduction of a Salvador Dali painting.
Oh, what?
On September
Salvador
23rd,
Dali.
Christian unveiled a new campaign on the crowdfunding site, Kickstarter. In it, Chris asked for funds to build a Lego replica of his hypothetical Quickville shopping center, showing off a blueprint plan of the building he had made during his time
Yeah,
in
because you
Piedmont,
can't
Virginia
go to
Community
Fashion
College.
Square Mall, you
He
have
wrote
to
that
make
he
your
needed
own mall.
$5,000 in order to buy existing Lego sets, from which he would take necessary pieces in order to construct the shopping center. If backers pledged certain high amounts, they would get special rewards in return, as is customary on the website. However, all the pledged rewards consisted of sending the backers Lego-related merchandise, which was in violation of the terms of service of the website, which stated that the pledged gold rewards had to be original works made by the creator of the Kickstarter page.
Oh,
For the
shit.
featured video to promote the campaign, he used his Lego Manchester High School video filmed in October 2013. Chris received some attention for this update, and seemingly attracted willing backers who contributed small amounts for his project. As per the website's rules, backers had 24 hours to retract their bids with no questions asked. Trolls, who used low-effort tactics, attempting to bother Chris and or echoed the actions of past trolls, who are known as Weens, took advantage of this clause by donating large amounts to the fund before
Weens?
retracting their bids shortly after. Weens also backed the project using aliases, such as past troll Clyde Cash and Japanese video game developer Hideo Kojima. On September 24th,
Crazy.
Chris notified his Facebook followers
Girls
that he had
kick
bought
ass.
a used car, a 2010 Ford Focus,
Your
after he was
fucking
approved a loan, and complained about his newly
Sonic
acquired
Shoe
insurance
license
payments.
plate.
He pleaded for more people to buy his framed drawings on eBay, as at the moment, he did not have enough money to ship out
Yeah,
his
people won't leave me alone, but I have fucking Sonichu as my license plate. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
commissioned medallions. He soon after posted some details about the new purchase, revealing that it was his mother's idea to buy a new vehicle, specifically wanting one with an automatic transmission. She had her eyes on a van, while Chris wanted the more sporty Ford Focus. It appeared that they were also going to buy a van as well. As a result of possible delays in sending medallions to buyers, a few users decided to file complaints to Christian's eBay account, effectively freezing their payments. One of these individuals, who became referred to as Mr. Smith, received many angry private messages on eBay. Chris demanded that he remove the case against him since it risked putting his PayPal account in debt, and would then have to pay overdraft fees. On the 26th, Chris informed his followers that he received more funds which enabled him to send out the medallions the following morning. He mentioned that he was still being troubled by Mr. Smith, exposing his real first name. He later posted one of his private messages to Mr. Smith on Facebook, asking people not to open any eBay cases against him. He also sent the same message to all individuals who had purchased a medallion from him on eBay. Soon, he updated his Facebook post with a comment stating that he would ship out the medallions of Mr. Smith and another person who had made a claim against him within the next 5 days. He shared both of their full names, hometowns, and their eBay usernames, and branded them as bullies.
Damn.
He promptly deleted it, though other people screenshotted it before it disappeared, and as a result, Mr. Smith received one prank call to his home phone. In response, Mr. Smith sent him a heated eBay message, saying that he would be reporting Chris to eBay because his private information was publicly showcased. Chris calmly apologized for trolling him and wrote that he would send out his medallion the following day. Chris asked him to stop the chaos, even though Mr. Smith claimed that he spent an hour with eBay customer support regarding the issue. On September 27th, he issued an apology on Facebook for naming the people who had made cases against him. He added that he was very stressed at the time, and still suffered from grief and stress that he feared could cause him to have a heart attack or a stroke. He admitted that it was wrong of him to do that, and wished that people could forgive and forget his actions. Chris wrote to Mr. Smith that he was not only torturing an autistic individual by keeping his claim active, but also a lesbian and a transgender. He threatened to inform the HRC and autism facilities about his bullying and abuse. He pleaded for the attacks to stop, since his medallion had already been shipped. The next day, Chris told his followers that he sent out over 10 medallions in addition to working on more commissions overnight. He stated that making claims against him would not make Chris produce the merchandise any faster, and would only be a lose-lose situation for everyone involved. Also on that day, Christian emailed one Shayna Cohen, a troll playing the part of Catherine's friend. He asked her about her current condition after attending a bachelorette party, with Shayna informing him that after the party, she went to spend some time with one of the groomsmen, Colin, and that she still had her phone turned off. Christian replied, stating that even though he acknowledged that they were in an open relationship, he felt uneasy about Catherine breaking up with him because of Colin. Since he missed her greatly, he decided to send her a text message. Shayna told him that he didn't have to worry about Colin being inappropriate with her, because he was a nice guy who came from a wealthy family, which only upset Chris more since he was most concerned about finances being the cause of their breakup. On September 29th, Shayna emailed Colin about what he had been doing with Catherine after finding out that she would spend the next few days in New York City. She also sent a copy of the email to Catherine, and also to Christian, allegedly by accident, apologizing for the mistake in a follow-up email. Chris told her that he promised not to message Colin, and asked if it was possible if Shayna could tell Colin to be repellent towards Catherine, since Chris worried so much about their relationship. Not long after, he rescinded his promise, and decided to write Colin an email. You may or may not have heard of me, from Catherine, or you don't know me, but Shayna and Rebecca know me. I'm Christian Weston Chandler of Ruckersville, Virginia, artist, crafter, creator of Sonichu and Rosechu, the Electric Hedgehog Pokemon, and my city of Quickville, Virginia, USA, with a comic book series, websites lost to cyberbullies. I'm very famous worldwide for good and bad. Anyway, Catherine and I have been getting on knowing each other, growing mutual deep emotions, and fondness with mutual care and respect for over a month now. Recent events have her feeling off, and I really wish for her and mine relationship to be forever lasting. Your possible flirtatious actions and wealthy tricks with deceptions are not helpful in this situation, as I have a lot of worry and care and respect for her very much. Not only that, but I fully support her for the orientation she is, as well as the sweetest, kindest, and most true and pure soul that she is. I can only imagine that your cold, money-filled blue blood will not satisfy or fulfill her emotional needs. She and I are a great 95+% match from over the 1,000 questions we both have answered on our OkCupid profiles. You can never top that. If you have any shred of a heart or respect as a human being, I would deeply appreciate it if you would be repellent to Catherine and encourage her to stay with the one who can emotionally support her, fully and utmost. Me.
But can
Thank you, and I will wish you a good and safe day.
You can't even
for now.
financially support yourself?
Colin sent a reply, taking his words as a veiled threat, and was not impressed with his attitude. Chris apologized for sounding threatening, and told him that she was his sweetheart, and feared that Colin was a woman heartbreaking playboy with no regard for her, and demanded that he tell him and Shayna what he had been doing with Catherine. Colin wrote that if he wanted to talk to her, he should do so himself, since he was not Chris's messenger. Meanwhile, he notified Shayna of their interactions. She said that Colin was pissed at her for mistakenly sending that email to Chris, thusly revealing Colin's email address. He was equally pissed off with Chris for continuously bothering him and sending him threats. Christian Worley apologized for his actions, debating whether his heart was in the right place or if he was dumb and retarded. At around the same time, Kickstarter notified Christian that his campaign did not meet their criteria, stating that his page would be suspended in 48 hours. He acknowledged that the issue was with the pledge gold rewards being seen as resold merchandise, and would instead consider custom engraving Lego bricks for anyone who donated $50 or more, or having their name placed on bricks in the final Quickville Shopping Center model. Ultimately, he abandoned the Kickstarter and his project, as his last recorded login to the site was on October 4th, 2014. By the end of September, the first batch of medallions got delivered to their owners, some of whom chose to share what they received on the Quickie forums. They all featured miniature certificates of authenticity with handwritten signatures, dates of completion, and individual numbers for each medallion issued. Medallion number 19, however, the one made for Mr. Smith, was made differently. Sonichu's eyes were colored orange-red, rather than white. He had a frown instead of a smile, and his eyebrows were angled
Got
at a
on his
scornful
bad
angle.
side.
Furthermore, his certificate of authenticity had significant ink smudging on it. Mr.
Oh.
Smith was personally rather amused by this delivery, but
Wow.
decided to use the opportunity to further antagonize Chris by making another claim against him on eBay, stating that the product he received was not what he had purchased. Chris wrote back,
What a jerk.
I did not send you the wrong medallion. I purposely molded, drew, and colored it to be angry at you for your constant stubborn attitude and bullying. And you are certainly bucking up to be worthy of my own anger as well.
Oh my
Accurate
God, you're
item,
a jerk.
made custom just for you, Smith. He also shared on Facebook the reasoning behind the existence of the angry-faced Sonichu medallion. While Christian's efforts at using his own infamy to generate extra income seemed like a wise idea, his execution of it had many faults, which included a failure to keep up with demands, and a pricing plan which reflected his perceived infamous reputation. In his struggles to help his family's financial situation, he was faced with some difficult truths about life, accountability, and responsibility.
Which, you know, neither of them bro has. Oh, fucking hell, man. Okay, Jesus. That was a lot. Pro tip, if a girl walks into your room and her first reaction is that's a lot of Skylanders, you're doing something wrong by owning Skylanders. Barb, no, walking to dogs is too much work. We just let him shit all over the house. Did I mention we're in fact royalty? Oh no, this comment is dark. This is actually a really sweet episode. Chris introducing his lover to Al and Chris. Yeah, and I hate you. That entire conversation between Al, Catherine, Chris, and Barb, while classical music and dogs howl in the background, is like something out of a Lynch psychological horror. I feel like every part of this is a psychological horror. Al and Catherine keeping a straight face while listening to Barb explaining how she's descended from royalty, all the while surrounded by dog shit and Lego houses makes them worthy of an Academy Award, I swear to God. How to use a fire extinguisher. 1. Pull the pin. 2. You hand it over to your mom. Hey, that's what I do with grenades. Imagine renting your house out to Barb and Chris and finding out they let their animals piss and shit wherever they want. It's so bad. Really bad way to treat the house. I choose to believe the beagle was bellowing because he sniffed out the trolls and was trying to warn Chris Lamau. Yeah, exactly. That plaque is probably one of the saddest objects in existence. A dad putting in stone his desire to make things with his child and never following up on it. It's pretty. Okay, Al. I'm Big Al. Beagle. Distress howling. What an intro. I've had practice. Chris said this and his mom immediately laughed and responded, lots of practice. This took on a whole new meaning not too long ago. Chilling how much foreshadowing happened on Al and Katie's visit is scary. Christian is the person your parents think you play with online. Like, I'm gonna fuck your mom. Ends up fucking his own mom. Before everyone freaks out about the dogs, beagles are notoriously loud and may hear screeching howls. That makes sense. A moment of silence for the person who had to pierce Christian's taint. That should probably, yeah. I think Chris did it himself. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Considering royal families used to preserve their lineage by inbreeding, Chris is following the path of his descendants perfectly. The snake incident is an excellent example of how skewed Chris's perception is. Of course, there's not just a snake outside. The neighbors obviously bred a snake and released it in a hole that they made on Chris's property. Everything is an attack. That's insane. Like professional athletes who have had their careers worth of concussions and will never be right, Gino risked permanent brain injury in his pursuit of documenting Chris Chan's life. Poor Gino would probably never be the same again. We salute your dedication, man. We salute you. The thread discussing Chris's taint eventually ow, my fucking rib! Eventually reached 45 pages. How the fuck? You know, I'm technically banned from every Walmart in the country because of a shoplifting incident when I was 17, but I still go to Walmart. If Chris didn't make such a goddamn spectacle of himself and looks like a normal fucking person, he could probably get away with going, yeah. He's way too recognizable, I'm sorry. Not because he's fat. I mean, partially it is, but, you know. Barbara, he's had a lot of practice. His father died 3 years ago. This line is so much worse with the new context. Oh, God. Did Chris legit get a cat put to sleep because it scratched him and it wasn't even his cat? What? Wait, when did that happen? What a pussy. Let none of this just distract you from the fact that Chris had one of his neighbor's pets killed and then proceeded to blame the family for his hardships. I can't believe it. The fact that Chris can get a driver's license reignited my belief that I can as well. Same. Hearing Barb justify being too lazy to take her dog outside to poop and just lining the floor with puppy paper and wallowing in it is easily the most genuine disgust and contempt I've ever felt for another human being. Imagine if Chris had a kid but it was a son and not a daughter. Given his total lack of empathy, he'd probably try to give him away. Yeah, literally. He's not gay, you know? Why is everyone ignoring that Chris intentionally killed his neighbor's cat after very likely unintentionally pissing off said cat? That's pretty fucked up. White knights will make excuses. Well, they're white. They got a lot of... Those white knights got a lot of privilege, for sure. So yeah. Chris saying from training, you pulled the pin out of the extinguisher, and Katie with the shade of, and then you hand it to your mom. I know. Listening to Barbara tell Catherine that she is beautiful while classical music plays in the background, I can close my eyes and imagine a princess meeting an old queen on the balcony of her castle. Yeah, from the medieval times. Gross. I can almost forget the mountains of hoarded garbage that surrounds them and the little dog shit that sits on the floor. Love how Chris literally doxes someone and then plays the autism card the second he faces any form of consequence. He always does that. He's always done that. The classical music in the background gives it such a surreal feeling. Yeah, our dog shit on the floor, they inconvenience us. Also, we're royalty. I know, it's so weird. My husband of 30 years recently died. I apologize for your loss. That's gonna suck. Listening to Gino read Chris's diatribe, whatever, about monkey scissoring in a straight voice ruined my entire goddamn life. Alright, Christian Weston Chandler of Sound, Mind, and Body. Let me stop you right there. I wish everyone could just forgive and forget. Also, Chris, I hate Marilee Walsh for reprimanding me 10 years ago. Here's a drawing of her as a witch in this comic that thousands of people will read. Dude's house burns down and he transforms into a rip-off super entrepreneur. Also, I noticed he only apologizes when he needs something or is trying to get his way again. Barbara definitely loved the I'm a tragic lost princess narrative / delusion so much that she's passed it down to Chris. I got a master's degree in history and I've been studying it a good 12 years now. I never and will never read or hear a better piece of history than the thread discussing Chris's taint eventually reached 445 pages. Alright, last one, if I somehow have time. Oh, goddamn.
On October 1st, 2014, Christian made an angry Facebook post directed at all the employees of Sega, enraged by the redesign of the character Sonic the Hedgehog on the new video game
Wait,
and
is this
animated
the one
series,
where
Sonic Boom.
Shin's a pepper spray
Sonic's
fucker?
arms are not blue!
The poor
You all
fucker.
continue to make me most angry with this most criminal of changes in history ever! You either recall everything of the new Sonic Boom right now, or I will seriously not rip his arms off! And seriously will watch you all at Sega die from this heinous of crimes ever!
Oh, goddamn,
He attached
bitch.
2 photos of himself pulling at the arms of the aforementioned miscolored arm Sonic plush doll, which he had purchased himself, explaining in the post's comment section that he fixed the arm color from blue to the previous standard beige, using Crayola model magic clay. Meanwhile, he continued to inquire about his troublesome girlfriend, Catherine, with her fictitious friend, Shayna, via email, feeling increasingly worried about their relationship ever since she supposedly began spending time with another man, Colin.
no.
Catherine eventually replied to him, letting him know that nothing happened between the two, and that she felt doubtful about Chris's ability to handle their open relationship if he became so uncomfortable at the thought of her spending time with another man.
Exactly,
Shayna
you
was
said it
pleased
was
to
an
hear
open-
that they were talking again, and revealed that she and Catherine were discussing costume ideas for Halloween. Chris said that they had planned to dress up together in a lesbians through time costume concept, while Shayna said that Catherine was more interested in the Catwoman / dominatrix theme. The next day,
what the
Shayna
fuck?
told him that she had already planned to dress up as a dominatrix with Colin acting as her slave, which made Shayna
Why?
uneasy since he was black. Christian was surprised by the revelation of his race, to which she replied by sending him an alleged photo of Colin while on a business trip in China. In response, Chris wanted to convince him of the importance for men to wear bras and to not walk around in public while shirtless, sharing with him his Braziers for Males Facebook page, which Colin failed to take seriously.
Jesus
He tried to make
Christ.
Shayna talk some reason into him, but she too failed to understand the reasoning behind Chris's logic. He replied to her with a heated email. You don't get why males should be top covered? Well, for one thing, I find their breasts simply horrific and vulgar, and
Then
the nipples do
don't
not help them
look.
either. Second, a lot of males are going to end up with drooping B cup or bigger breasts anyway. Would you want those things flopping all about while they're topless? I would not. Blech! Third, there is a major thing called modesty.
Blech.
Not many people like show-offs. Ugh! Super seriously,
So?
those ugly, offensive, vulgar topless hides just give me really bad shivers and quakes, near enough to cause a freaking seizure. Vertical bar, open parentheses. Males must be top
Okay.
covered. Sent from my iPhone. Stay safe. Christian W. Chandler. He soon after apologized for his temper, stating that he was stressed at the time because he thought that both he and Catherine were not ready to have sex with other people before each other, when in fact, she was. He also explained that their open relationship was his idea, which he believed could give her the freedom to explore her
Exactly.
bisexuality. He was beginning to accept the
Exactly.
idea of Colin making
He was the
advances
one that
towards Catherine
suggested it.
if they were consensual, and if he kept her safe. He felt very conflicted, however, when he found out that she was not keen on his cause to make all males wear bras. In response, he asked Shayna to conduct a poll with a desired sample size of over 1 million people to find out how many of them were offended by the sight of male breasts. If more than half disagreed with him, then he pledged to close his Facebook page and reprogram his mind to become more tolerant of them. Chris complained again
Okay.
that Colin was laughing at his cause and wrote of the many occasions during which he witnessed shirtless men and became horrified by the sight. On October 4th, after Colin theorized that Chris hated the sight of male breasts because of repressed sexual urges and suggested that he would satisfy Catherine instead, Chris decided to block him and wished him the hell into misfortune. He then messaged Catherine, stating that he would not stop Colin from doing anything with her, but still warned her about him because he did not take Chris seriously and continually laughed at his concept of braziers for males. Shayna then forwarded to Chris an email she received from Colin, who wrote that he felt Christian was significantly overweight, judging from his Facebook photos, and thought that his hatred for male breasts was a projection of his own insecurities about his body. Colin offered to help him by improving his diet and joining him at the gym to possibly acquire muscles almost as defined as his own, which were
Okay,
apparently well
fine.
appreciated by Catherine. After reading his response, Christian decided to unblock him. He appreciated the gesture to help him with his weight loss, but took offense at Colin calling him fat. Later that day, Chris made a remorseful post addressing his girlfriend and Colin. He apologized to him for comparing him with a rapist and for calling him a womanizer.
What the
He also said
hell?
sorry to Shayna for getting her involved in his dispute,
God.
and thanked Catherine for continuing to support him as he continued to learn how to act in an open relationship. He acknowledged that the mix CD he had made for her had leaked onto the Quickie forums, and
Oh,
assumed
no.
that it had been stolen from her. He asked whoever had it
What?
to return it to his home address. In addition, he attached a link to a YouTube video he made in which he expresses the same sentiment as his
Oh
written post.
shit.
This is Christian Chandler of Rockville, Virginia. I'm recording this video because I have apologies to make.
Okay.
I want to apologize to Shayna who is a good friend of mine, but not my girlfriend, could help me out and relay in details and whatnot amongst my sweetheart, another one of gal pals, and new man of the hour.
Okay.
His name is Colin.
God.
With my sweetheart. Everyone I know her by now who knows me.
Every time I hear the name Colin, I always think of Colin Mocker.
Yeah,
I
her
don't
name
know.
is Catherine. So, yeah, with that, I would really appreciate having the CD sent back to me, and I'll make sure she gets
CD's
it.
nuts!
It's the master copy, as well as the master print and
This fucking music.
handwriting in there. So I really would appreciate getting that back. Anyway, I've royally screwed up here because while Catherine was in New York recently, Colin asked her and Shayna to go out for a sailboat ride. Shayna couldn't make it, but Catherine went. They had a good time. They had fun time on the boat. Nothing else happened. Colin treated her with respect, and I'm guessing kept his distance, but definitely respected my sweetheart. And she's been going through a lot as well. She needed this good time as well to get away from the bad things and what that's bothering her. It's relevant to her father. That's all I'm going to say about it. Anyway, Catherine, you mean the world to me, sweetheart. You really do. I've been going under a lot of my own stresses lately. Especially in response to everything. And it's my father every day. It all hurts.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry for all the mistakes I made. I can't stop loving you.
Are you really sorry? I don't know. I'm just
Within my heart, I don't know all the lyrics, so I'll just sing from the bottom of my heart
That's a
and
fair
the
enough.
depths of my soul.
She still can't sing. Fucking vibraphone screen.
I love you.
Not long after the video was uploaded, Christian resumed communication with Cullen. The preceding messages are unknown, but in the first week of October, the pair moved on to discussing Chris's criminal history, with Chris telling him about the times he had been arrested, and that
Oh.
he and his mother were on probation until next June, until which time they were convicted felons. He then provided definitions for two of his unique terms relevant to the
Oh,
subject.
damn.
Jerk-ops, meaning police officers who abused their power to cause more evil, and managerks, managers of establishments who punished the innocent while bored or evil. He recommended that Colin visit the troll-created Quickie in order to find out more about his past. Colin was surprised by his felony charge, and recommended that he tell Catherine about his arrests. He further suggested against using made-up words like managerk and jerk-op, because it made him seem foolish and less credible.
Yeah.
In the next email, Chris wrote in detail of his troubles concerning the game place and its manager, Michael Snyder. He claimed that Snyder had hired people to act as witnesses from the store next door, and merely kicked the front fender of their car twice and faked his falls. With the conclusion of their trial, Chris stated that the manager received no compensation for his setup. He then elaborated on his earlier solicitation charge, which came about as a result of his use of the attraction sign to attract possible female partners. After visiting the Quickie and reading the official police records, Colin was disturbed
got a
to find
whole
out
police
that as opposed
record.
to what Christian told him,
Fucking
he and his
insane.
mother had run over Snyder with their car, and that Barbara had also assaulted a police officer.
Yep.
He decided to send a copy of his email to Catherine to show her how troubling his behavior was.
Oh, God.
Chris replied, writing
Yeah,
that he
you
told his
need to
mother
come
about
clean
Colin's
with that
inquiries
shit.
into their court case and involvement in his romantic relationship. She hand-wrote a note addressed to Colin. Colin, what is between my son and Katie is none of your damn business. Shut or f*** mouth. You're the dumb one trying to tear down someone you can't be face to face. Our business is none of yours. You live in hell. You will suffer for the attacks on my son. Mrs. C. Christian also transcribed
Oh,
Barbara's
wow.
message in his email, though he altered her words to add more emphasis on his involvement with Catherine. Colin then sent an email accusing Chris of hiding behind his mother, to which Chris retorted that he was simply honoring
your
her
mother's
wishes to let him
skirt.
know how she felt about him, after Christian admittedly revealed private information to him by
And
mistake.
in your mother's
He
skirt,
stressed
you
that all that was
fucker.
written about him on the Quickie was ancient history, and was upset that
I
Colin
was
shared that
literally
old
gonna call
info
him
with
a
Catherine,
mother.
thusly
Fuck.
hurting her. Chris found him to be an untrustworthy individual, wished him to rot in his own hell, and wrote him a random access humor poem.
Interesting.
Alright, I'm going to fart on your head. My name's not Fred. Don't wet the bed. Is your face feeling red? You have bad street cred. Has your family been fed? You've got a lawn to mow and shred. This pencil has lead.
Figured out what
The patient has
rhyming
bled.
was and did that.
Stay out of my shed. Don't break the bed. For your crimes have you pled.
It's
The
giving
book has
I
been read.
got a fish,
I fear
which
what to
makes me
tread.
make a wish.
Lord Zed. The lesbians have been wed. The world is corrupted. My bear likes to be called Ted. Hasn't enough been said. Oh look, it's Ed. Your conscience and mentality is limited. You do not know everything of the world, and perfection of anything is only a grand illusion in your head.
What the fuck am I listening to?
Colin did not like the poem, and felt that its stupidity further proved that Chris did not have the emotional maturity to be in an adult relationship, and hinted that
Exactly.
Catherine may have lost a romantic interest in him. In response, Chris took responsibility for his mistakes, but stated that Colin was also to blame for the chaos. He said that Colin needed more growing up to do, since, unlike Chris, he did not have to work to overcome his autism, nor did he spend a night in jail worrying about the safety of his mother, or get beaten up by police officers
I think it's
and
more
managers.
than just autism.
Colin was not
at this
impressed
point.
with Christian's
Fucking
defense, stating that other people with autism have achieved more than he did.
Yeah.
This is the last known email correspondence between Colin and Chris. Meanwhile, Christian continued to post updates about continuing to make and send out more Sonic medallions for willing buyers on eBay. By the end of the first week of October, he had received close to 80 new medallion purchases. Privately, Christian tried to make a deal with Mr. Smith, the person who received his angry-eyed Sonic medallion. He suggested that he could make another standard-looking medallion for Mr. Smith, free of charge, in order to convince him to drop the case against him for sending a medallion which was not as described. Mr. Smith later received the replacement, which was made like all the others, but its nose had broken off during delivery.
Oh,
He then
fuck.
requested that Chris draw him a picture featuring Sonichu and Mr. Smith himself, so that he could stop his complaints about Chris revealing his personal information on the internet.
Oh,
He
what the
provided 2
fuck?
photos of himself for Christian's reference. On October 9th, Chris shared on Facebook that he owed eBay $300 in fees for listing his items, and demanded that people buy his original drawings still up for sale. He then posted a picture of his mother's BMW, which was still up for sale only for a price of $15,000. Willing buyers could call Barbara's phone via the phone number Chris listed on his post. The next day, Christian called
I
Colin's
would
phone
rather
at around
not.
midnight, but he didn't pick up. On the day after, they exchanged a long text message conversation. Colin let him know that he didn't answer his phone because he called when he and Catherine were in bed. Chris said that his call and urge to leave a voicemail was an impulse by their friend. He then told Colin to get on his motorcycle and join his bully brothers at the bar in the desert and get stung by a scorpion. Colin did not
What?
understand his message and called him a child. Chris then informed him that he was on his way to a showing of the documentary film Wish Me Away, which focused on LGBT themes, and expected to meet up with many other lesbians like him in attendance. Colin did not acknowledge him as a lesbian, since he possessed a penis, to which Chris replied, "My lesbian soul links better to them, and the ugly growth is easy to conceal under my skin, and satisfactory attributism is easy, with a piercing on my taint
Bro.
where my clit is, city boy."
Yeah.
Colin rebutted.
Why
"You
would
don't
you-
have a clit, you have a penis! Good luck trying to hide it if you ever manage to get some lesbian interested in having sex with you." Christian messaged back,
Fair enough.
"Tucking it in is easy with an empty strap-on, no dildo. The sphere makes up for the faults of this ill-damned gender I was forced to be born to. Maybe I'll lend the dildo to you, so you can shove it up yours. And, by the way, among which, you give the males most terrible and horrible name in your behavior, most uncouth. You have no soul, Colin. You are shallow, and your
What
forehead
the
is so
fuck,
bald,
man?
the sun could reflect off of it and blind everyone in its shaded brown light. Blinded by poo light." Colin
Poo
replied
light?
that he would let Catherine use the strap-on dildo on him. In response, Christian said that he would let her do that to him also. Colin then wrote that he received his doctorate from Oxford University, with Chris replying that he maintained honor roll throughout middle school and high school,
No,
and
you
received a
didn't,
degree in
Chris.
computer-aided drafting and design. He called Colin a bully and hurled insults at him in order to catch up. Chris also claimed that he was neither racist nor a bigot, and listed off Bill Cosby as a black entertainer who he liked. He then
Okay, now in 2024, it really makes sense why she would like Bill Cosby specifically. They're both rapists, so yeah.
named other male entertainers such as Frank Sinatra, Bing Crosby, Jerry Seinfeld, and Kelsey Grammer, who he considered as among the 1% of males who were decent and respectable. Chris proceeded to list off several female entertainers he enjoyed, including Britney Spears, Lucille Ball, and Pamela Anderson. He declared Colin as one of the 99% of males who are phony, argumentative, compassionless, and trolling stupid. He confessed that he hated to have been born a male and wanted to get an organ sex change operation after the birth of his child, and would even enlarge his breasts. Chris then revealed that his mother was a breast cancer survivor. The next morning, Christian called Catherine at 3:50 a.m. At around midday, Colin began text messaging him again, complaining about being woken up. He let Chris know that she did not appreciate his comments concerning the poo-colored glare glinting off his shaven head. Chris eventually responded to his messages over 6 hours later, refuting claims that he was a racist. Colin thought otherwise. Chris rebutted, stating that if he were truly a racist, he would have called Colin by the N-word, a word he claimed he never used. He
Really?
proceeded to
Colin, stupid pickle-suited.
Yeah,
if
ask
Christian
your
became a male
Surf
lesbian
Shack
because of his
Tito
small
that.
penis, with Chris responding that his ugly growth could extend up to 7 inches, and could even stretch it and shove it up his anus. Colin doubted that any lesbians would be interested in him since he had a penis, though Chris wrote that he had a lesbian friend who he was interested in asking out for casual conversations and then possible tributism.
Okay,
He
but are
threatened to
they
show his
interested
and Colin's
in you?
text to their mutual friend, Shayna, but Colin told him that Catherine told her to stay out of their dispute. On October 13th, Christian revealed on Facebook that he realized
Jeez.
that he owed eBay money because he made a lot of sales in the past month, and asked for some to contribute to sales amounting to $150 to keep him from going in debt. His request was soon fulfilled by an unknown individual. The next day, he posted that he shipped out the majority of his orders, and even though he had still more to make, he would give himself a break the next few days. Also, under the suggestion of frequent Facebook commenter and financial contributor Kenneth Engelhart, he offered to make a wider selection of custom medallions, such as ones depicting Sonichu and Roaster's children, Robbie, Sarah, and Christine, or an equality symbol. On October 16th, he shared an article from the magazine Elephant Journal, in which he learned that having sex might prevent cancer. 2 days
Really?
later, he wished his Facebook friends and followers
So you
a happy
must be at
Halloween,
risk
and
then.
asked if anyone knew of any Halloween parties in the Charlottesville area. He also attached a photo of a My Little Pony character he made out of Legos. On October 19th, Christian wrote a post on his Braziers for Males Facebook page.
Oh god.
I was thinking more about modesty amongst the common male, besides the fact that their top portions should still be covered to less offend those, including myself, who feel and have been feeling offended with topless male nudity. There is another amongst the common male that should still be considered more concealed from those sensitive to them as well, the bulge. The bulge definitely remains obvious, even regardless of what kind of pants they wear. Even opaque leggings alone
Okay.
would not suffice to keep that covered up. But I have found in my own personal expression of my lesbian transgender sexuality that leggings and skirts together can better conceal the bulge. The skirt is more loose outwardly, so even if it becomes aroused, to use the term loosely, the bulge becomes less obvious to tell. Also, I like to hide my long,
What?
ugly growth underneath my taint, tucked between the skin and my underwear. This also helps in better being able to look down and not have to look at the darn thing. I'm not saying males have to wear skirts and leggings, but in the name of modesty, it would be beneficial. And y'all will be able to better feel the breeze of the air on your legs and lower region, which is
Oh.
good. And with the light chill
would
getting
not be
there,
nice.
y'all may find better seed population growth there as well. Again, using the term loosely. So, take a page from my book of life for
What
your
the
consideration.
fuck?
Skirts and leggings for better modesty. Males do not have to be
Shit.
such offensive show-offs. That is so stereotypical of them to be show-offs. Prove yourself not stereotypical and more modest. Have a good and safe day.
Yeah.
He then
like-
shared a photo of himself wearing a skirt to demonstrate his methodology.
Oh,
2 days later,
okay.
he expressed his surprise at finding out that due to recent
That
negative
begins
ratings on his
classic
eBay
skirt.
account, Chris's selling
And I
status was rated
hate
as
it.
below standard, and as a consequence, his recent transactions were being withheld by eBay, preventing him from using his earnings to ship out more commissions. He later notified his followers that he spent 2 hours waiting for an eBay customer support representative to answer his call regarding his status. The next day, he notified on Facebook that the matter had been sorted out, and asked that people not be defrayed from ordering by his inconveniences. It was around this time that Mr. Smith received the drawing he asked for from Chris, which included a bemused-looking Sonichu pointing at a depiction of himself, telling him, "You just can let up and be patient, could you, Mr. Smith?" In addition,
Bruh.
the background included an ice bucket over the door, intended to be opened by Mr. Smith, and a painting of a sinking tugboat on the wall. He was apparently not amused by this illustration,
What the
which convinced
fuck?
Chris to make a brief YouTube video apologizing to him.
To Mr. Smith, I'm very sorry
fuck?
about sending you the medallion with the angry face, and I should have just treated you like the other customers and given you the original face in the first place. But you did get that, the second one, and I apologize for drawing with the want of dropping a bucket of ice on your head, because you sent my finances down the drain there
Bruh.
like a sinking ship. Anyway, I'm very sorry. I'm hurting. It hurts. Everything hurts. A lot hurts.
Fair enough.
Goddamn stress of life.
Damn.
Me.
I don't
He
even
soon
know
after
if I
removed
should
the
feel
video,
bad for
though Joel's
Chris's
managed to be
point.
downloaded in
Goddamn,
time
it's just
and re-uploaded it onto
getting
YouTube.
so
Privately,
much harder
Mr. Smith
to
told him
actually
that he did not believe that his
sympathize.
apology was genuine, since he was not wearing his Sonichu medallion. Chris replied,
Oh, fuck.
"I am for real, and I do not
Well,
have to wear
I
my
am.
medallion to prove
So
myself.
why are
I've done
you?
more than your money's worth for you. I am the real Christian Weston
Totally
Chandler of
forgot
Ruckersville,
to wear
Virginia,
this.
and you can tell best who I am from my face. I am sick of kissing your pitiful ass.
Don't worry,
Now,
I would
you can kiss
not
my
wear it to
cooch."
school. I would not wear it to
On October
college. Fuck
25th,
you.
Christian learned about the controversial video game-related topic known
I
as
don't
Gamergate,
want
which he
people to
interpreted
see
as a
me with this
misogynistic
on.
viewpoint against women
Like in
developing or
person.
playing video games. He was against that stance, confessing that he liked to portray himself with a female avatar while playing games, and asked for the misogyny and cyberbullying to stop. He shared screenshots of some of the custom-made in-game characters he created to represent himself. Soon after, he made another Facebook post, pleading for a cure for autism to be found, sharing stills of himself fighting a personification of autism in the Nintendo 3DS game Super Smash Bros.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
2 days later, he learned that Dr. Temple Grandin, prominent proponent for the humane treatment of livestock and also autism spokesperson, would be coming to Virginia to speak at a conference regarding autism. He wished to attend the event and try to meet her as well if he had enough money. He
Fine.
eventually declared that he could not afford to go to the conference. On the 28th,
Naturally.
he proclaimed eBay as a terrible website for placing vulgar labels such as below standard on sellers and withholding funds from entering sellers' PayPal accounts, giving them a rating of only half a star out of 5. On Halloween night, after encouragement from Renee, a troll posing as a friend of Catherine and Colin, Christian dressed up in a 70s lesbian-esque outfit and went to a costume party and show
Jesus
featuring numerous
Christ.
drag queens held at Charlottesville's Impulse Gay Social
Fucking
Club,
hell.
a gay nightclub.
That
Chris
just
later
looks more
commented
like a
that he
hippie.
enjoyed the show, but complained that the speakers at the venue were too loud, thusly giving the gay club a rating of 4 out of 5 stars.
Damn. That's real.
On November 5th, Null, the owner of the Quickie Forums, made public that he was to shut down a private discussion board that could only
No.
have been accessed by a select few people, a board which led to more trolling and interference in Chris's life. He censored all names pertinent to the discussion, but made it clear for the first time to the wider community that all the gal pals who communicated with Christian in 2013 were trolls pretending to be his former high school classmates, and inferred that Catherine, Chris's then mysterious girlfriend, was also a troll. Null felt guilty that all the people Christian knew in his life, be they friends or foes, were all users of the forums, and called for anyone who wanted to contact Chris to reconsider their actions, as he was visibly drained of energy and enthusiasm, and said that further trolling would be morally reprehensible. Null did not consider shutting down the forums, as he thought that people would continue to discuss Chris either there or on another site. In the time since Chris's father died and activity died down, users of the forums began discussing other individuals who became known for their laughable antics, known as lolcows. Null and other users involved in the discussion thread considered expanding on that concept to create a website that addressed the actions of numerous perceived lolcows, and brainstormed rebranding themselves
Kiwi
as
farms?
something along the lines of the Kiwi Farm, based on a common mispronunciation of Quickie Forms, as uttered by some lolcows. On November 5th, Chris made a lengthy Facebook post declaring once again his dissatisfaction with Sonic Boom because Sonic the Hedgehog's arms were blue. He called for a boycott of the game and TV show. He attached a photo of himself holding a figurine of the newly designed Sonic, with his arm color corrected with modeling clay. His post also featured a long list of hashtags designed to get the attention of many platforms and individuals. In a comment on his post, Chris stated that the blue arm travesty was just as awful as the so-called whiteface, referring to singer Michael Jackson altering his skin color.
Are you fucking kidding
A friend
me?
of his asked him why he had bought at least 2 Sonic Boom toys if he planned to boycott the franchise. Chris wrote that buying a few items to recolor their arms was a small ironic price to pay toward his cause. On November 6th, a person operating an excavator executed a controlled fire near Christian and Barbara's rental home, possibly in an effort to dispose of dry debris, which may accidentally catch fire at a later point. Chris was made irrationally upset by this ordeal, believing that the man controlling what he dubbed a shovel neck was irresponsible for setting a fire so close to their residence and the forest. He also posted a video of the event on YouTube, which he titled as, "Male Idiot Tries to Put Out Fire, Insists There's Someone, Please Call 911
God.
Flintstone Drive. Why?"
I think I've
Likely
seen a
revealing
bit
the
of
address
this.
of his rental house.
Yeah, and I'm recording it on my iPod. Video.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you see what he moved his shovel neck and he's looking like he's either stoking it or he's trying to put it out. Well, I could try covering it with the dirt. That's what it looks like he's doing right now. This can go on YouTube. Shoveling Mayo idiot tries to put out fire. Surrounding a forest and neighborhood. Hey, there's a lake nearby. You know what? You can scoop some water and put it over the damn fire. My mama tried calling 911, but guess what? The darn idiots won't listen. They think, he's not breaking any laws. Consarn it, they don't have a lick of common sense. Oh, now what? I'm driving away. Yep, I stoked the fire. Now I'm driving away. Oh, I'm an idiot or something. Look at me. And now I just turn myself around. And now I'm gonna sit here and watch the damn fire some more. Somebody please call 911, someone to get over here.
The next day,
fuck?
he let his Facebook friends know that he was alive and well, and that the fire had been extinguished. Also on November 6th, Null posted a close-up photo of Chris's gained piercing, not long after it had been pierced. It is unclear how he obtained this picture.
How?
3 days later, Christian told his followers that he caught up with all his drawing commissions, and further advertised his still
How
available
the
drawings
fuck
and
did you
medallions
get
from
that
eBay
picture?
to serve as possible gifts for the holidays. In addition, he said that he was planning to move back into his old house sometime in December, which may delay his production of commissions. On that same day, he continued his spree of hate against Sonic Boom, replying to a post from the official Facebook page, which asked of people's opinions on the
Fucking
first aired
Christ.
episode of the Sonic Boom TV show, that he was still boycotting the game and the TV show until Sega fixed Sonic's arm color. A day later, he announced, "Take a stand with me. Not only boycott Sonic Boom, the games, and the TV show, but also discourage everyone from buying the games and watching Cartoon Network until Sega recalls
Oh,
everything
fuck you.
Sonic
I'm
Boom,
watching
including
Sonic
the
Boom.
TV show, and changes Sonic's arm color back to their original color. Riot the streets until they fix the
Funny
monstrosity."
show, okay?
In the comments for his post, Chris refused to believe in talks concerning the idea that the Sonic Boom franchise was not canon to the rest of the Sonic the Hedgehog media, and that the protagonist for the new games and TV show was not technically the same character as featured in previous games. Kenneth Engelhart suggested that maybe he should create a petition to change Sonic's arm color instead, and asked why he was so upset by this. Christian replied that he was upset because Sonic the Hedgehog's arms were not supposed to be blue. He added that after numerous
So?
complaints directed at Sega, he claimed that he was blocked from leaving any more comments on the Sonic the Hedgehog Facebook page. Soon
Good.
after, he provided his friends and followers with the downloads to the game case covers for Sonic Boom, as made for the Wii U and 3DS, which he altered to correct Sonic's arm color and added a caption, telling all to boycott the games since his arms were blue. Chris told them to print off the images and paste them onto the game cases on sale at every nearest game retailer store, GameStop. On November 12th, with the help of Kenneth
Dumbass.
Engelhart, Christian founded a new Facebook page with the aim of better publicizing his cause, titled
my God.
Keep Sonic Original. Other people joined the page and contributed to the discourse.
Jesus
Some were
Christ,
weens,
y'all are
who seemingly supported him
wussies.
and encouraged his actions further, and others tried to help him by making him realize the error of his ways, who were known by the forum members as White Knights. Also on that day, Chris received an email from the Fairfax Cryobank, a fertility center to which he
Of course
applied
they're
to donate
white.
his sperm. He was rejected by the clinic, without any
What the
exact clarification as to why. In the aftermath
Yeah,
of his rejection,
no
he
one
wrote a
wants-
series of text messages
no
to
one wants
Renee,
any
saying that he
kids
got
with
rejected
fucking
and so felt
Chris
lonely.
Chan's DNA.
He was now searching for a woman to bear his daughter, and if not Catherine, he would have offered Renee the opportunity, except that he knew that she was in the midst of her own troubles, and didn't want to bother her about it.
Oh,
Later
fair
that day,
enough.
he once more advised that someone consider purchasing Barbara's BMW for the non-negotiable price of $15,000, and provided her phone number again for any inquiries. In his
Oh,
next post,
fucker.
he advertised the Sonic medallions that were still up for sale on eBay and showcased 9 different possible varieties in a photo. Over the
Okay.
next few days, Christian continued to complain about Sonic's blue arms on Facebook,
Jesus
both on
Christ.
his newly founded page dedicated to his cause and on his own personal profile. On November 17th, he wrote an account of how he went into the retailer Target to find that the game Sonic Boom was so successful that it was nearly sold out. He then
Wow,
got into a heated
fuck you,
discussion
Chris.
with store security personnel concerning sensory overload of the blue arms and stocking of the so-called shit game. He urged his followers to go to the store to encourage the staff to send the games
What
back
the
to
fuck
Sega
is
and to
wrong
buy
with
back
this
all the sold copies in order to send them back as well. Also on the 17th, he announced on his Keep Sonic
Motherfucker,
original
literally.
page that a member posing as Japanese game director and designer Izuka Takashi, who was heavily involved with the Sonic franchise, was in fact fake. Another user
God.
then made a post writing that the Sonic from Sonic Boom was in fact a descendant of the
Yeah,
original
exactly.
Sonic, and that it's not canon of the original game series. Chris angrily replied, That does not matter with the freaking issue. Did I not make it clear that I do not care whether or not it is freaking canon or not? OMG! I so fucking hate that word, canon, in the definition of matching or related. I've hated it since that definition of the word confused me from after its introduction to me while I was drawing my comics years ago, which led me losing my inspiration to draw more among the troll and bully abusive reasons. On November 20th, Christian publicly revealed on Facebook that he had applied to become a sperm donor and was rejected, theorizing that it was because the sperm bank was discriminating against autistic people.
Yeah, sure. I'm pretty sure they know about you and they don't want anyone to have children with your fucking DNA. I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case.
His lengthy post was thought by forum members.
And it's definitely not because of your autism. I've completely forgot about your autism at this point, and you're just becoming a fucking asshole.
To have been written by one of his friends, as it
Your DNA is no good, but God.
Also on that day, Kenneth Engelhart, along with a few people Chris communicated with on Facebook the most, which included William Elliott Waterman, among others, began to work on a new Sonichu and Roasteru website under the domain name spurgweb.com. At the time of its publication, the site was still in its rudimentary stages, with limited visual appeal and functionality. The staff created a forum offshoot site as well to encourage fan discussions. Other Facebook commenters felt unsure about its intentions due to its primitive website design and its name, Spurgweb, which used the term spurg, a derogatory way to describe someone with Asperger's syndrome. After some time, Chris chimed in as well, saying that upon checking it out himself, he did not like it, and stated that it looked trollish and suspicious. Kenneth conceded and took down the website. On November 21st, Chris posted a drawing he made depicting himself in a fit of rage, recoloring Sonic's arms, while in a thought bubble asking Sega to recall all Sonic Boom merchandise until his arm color was changed back.
No,
he pleaded for everyone to share it with the Sega and Sonic the Hedgehog Facebook pages. 2 days later, he notified his friends of a flash sale on his mother's BMW, which was still up for sale for a limited reduced price of $9,995. 3 days later, Chris text messaged Renee with updates about his move back into their old home. He notified her that their house was still being renovated, and that their insurance company could only afford to pay for the storage of their furniture at the Rainbow Restoration Storage Facility until the end of the month. If they had to pay for the next month themselves, it would cost them $1,600. As a possible alternative, he asked Renee if they could borrow her house and store the Chandler's furniture there until the renovations were completed. It was soon settled that they would rent another storage unit for their furniture with money Barbara borrowed from Chris's life insurance. Renee never replied to his messages. Later that day, Christian wrote on Facebook that he had a much-needed, short 5-hour-long power nap after a stressful week of irregular sleeping patterns. He aims to fulfill the rest of his orders within the following day. On November 25th, Quickie Forms user SkyRaider91 returned to the Chandler's house to take and share pictures of its most recent appearance. By this time, the roof had been rebuilt, and new windows were installed. There were still many disposable items visible on the front lawn, along with a dumpster along the side of the house. The next day, Chris regretfully informed his followers that due to the snowfall, shipments of his medallions and commissions may be delayed. Also on that day, he updated his wishlist album on Facebook by arranging its items in order of importance, and made a post specifically regarding the items he wished to get, revealing that he had added a Sony PlayStation 4 and a PlayStation camera. On the 27th, he made several posts on the Keep Sonic original page, restating the importance of the protest and telling his followers not to give up until all Sonic Boom merchandise and media were corrected. He then privately attacked William Waterman over the Facebook Messenger app about posting spoilers for Sonic Boom, and demanded that he delete them. He elaborated why he didn't appreciate seeing those posts. Something you really detest gets made into a real video game and a TV series and a toy line. From such, it makes it as official as the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog when it originally aired. And when you do not want to hear a damn thing about that which you detest while you are protesting it, you would not want anyone telling you anything about its story, content, or shit. And having such revealing content on the page against the thing you hate while you are rallying your support troops to dispel it would jeopardize your operation. Because if the story arcs and content should spark interest in your ranks, and your troops leave the group, the success of your protest falls. Now, do you understand, BillyWitchDoctor.com? William had assumed that Chris didn't want to see spoilers because he was interested in buying the game when it was at a reduced price. Chris denied this claim. After William reached an understanding of the situation, Christian gave him a metaphorical gold star sticker.
Well, fuck.
On November 29th, Chris left one more enraged post on his Facebook
star.
page. Another thing of interest from what Billy figured out, I'm not in it at all for buying the blue armed game for quick reduced value either. And on that, if we continue to take it slow, the software will be reduced, and the TV show will run its course, and everything will have been done to death. No, we need to kill Sega into recalling everything now, even if we have to do something like put knives and bombs to their throats. And we must make all the stores send all things Sonic Boom back to Sega in the name of recall, and force Cartoon Network to pull the show, and force Sega to fix the arms in every freaking episode there as well now.
Oh my god.
In response to this outburst threatening violence, Kenneth removed Christian from his own Facebook group. Soon after, he deleted the Keep Sonic original page altogether. With the recent change in his idol's appearance, Christian showed just how much he was unwilling to accept seemingly insignificant modifications. This was in part due to his autism, which made it difficult for him to accept changes. In addition, his response was the result of a lifetime of being pampered by his parents, and years of inflated self-importance brought about by the trolls, which led him to falsely believe that he had any power at all to make a difference.
Yep. God, finally I'm done with it. Jesus, that was a pain in my butthole, I swear to God. Not fucking Chris's damn comment. Sorry, I liked it this one. For the record, when Mama recorded... Oh yeah, she calls herself Mama. That pisses me off, I don't know why. For the record, when Mama recorded that putting out the fire video, she and Barb were literally still recovering from the house fire earlier that year. Side of fire gave Mama a whole bunch of PTSD from no big fury. Get a job! My dude, that's crazy, but I don't remember asking. A shout out to the sperm bank for denying Chris. My favorite line, Colin claims to have achieved a doctorate at Oxford University. Chris replied by stating that he had maintained an honor roll in middle school, which he did not, by the way. Chris, I'm a good and caring person. Also, Chris, we have to bomb Sega for making Sonic's arms blue. A piercing on my taint where my clit is, city boy, has to be one of the funniest lines I've ever heard. I could hear a country girl say that, for sure. Remember, Gino sat through literal days worth of horrifying recordings to give us the modern Odyssey. Remember, no one will ever love us like Gino loved us. Look at that dang male idiot trying to put out that fire, said Chris Chandler, who did absolutely nothing. Yeah, remember, she fucking handed the damn extinguisher to her mom. Chris's biggest nightmare, a shirtless man with painted blue arms. No longer the pickle man. Pickle man with exposed chest and blue arms. A gay black man with painted blue arms and an open-chested pickle suit. To be fair, if I encountered that in a dark alley, I would be terrified too. I used to think the term sweetheart was romantic. After watching this series, I don't want anyone to call me that as long as I live. I know, I'm PTSD right there. This is just so odd. Chris watches his own biography while he's still making content for Gino to continue. I just can't comprehend this. Chris is breaking the fourth wall of his own biography. I hate it. I have a doctorate from Oxford. I was an honor roll in middle school. He listed Bill Cosby as a black entertainer that he liked. Now he can say that he has something in common with Dr. Cosby. Exactly. That's literally what I said. I like how Chris drastically changed his own appearance, yet he throws a hissy fit over a fictional hedgehog getting a small redesign, literally. I still can't believe that the incident that started this was the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. I think you mean that stupid fish that started walking on land. Fucking asshole. For someone who claims to be honest and kind-hearted, he wishes death upon people quite a bit, yeah. Hello, that's where Kiwi Farms originated from? I feel like at this point everything on the internet leads back to Chris. Truly the main character, yeah. How is he slowly physically turning into a junkie without actually doing drugs? He looks like half the drummers on Celebrity Rehab. It's almost like someone fed all of 4chan to an AI. 4chan, Chris Chan. She sent Chris a picture of Colin. In response, Chris tried convincing Colin of the importance of men wearing bras. The deep fried camera resolution, the dull urbanity of the decor, the droning classical music, his disheveled hairstyle, and a pitiful anguish in his voice as he drones on while expressing the pain of his existence paints such a profound image of his deteriorating psyche. Yeah. Chris, oh yeah, I'm fine with an open relationship. Chris is seriously not okay with an open relationship. Chris and Barb sure seem to have a good relationship. I'm sure nothing dark would happen. I'm sure their relationship doesn't get too good. Chris Chan, I'm not racist, otherwise I would use the N-word. Also, Chris uses it excessively when talking to Search Shack. You know exactly what I said. Chris getting banned from his own Facebook group is the funniest thing to me. Only he manages to do that. Episode 1. I feel so bad for him, and I blame the people around him for his situation. Episode 41. Or 42. Man, fuck this dude. How many times does the troll have to quote-unquote leak your shit online before you realize that no one is stealing shit? Now more than ever, I'm not racist. I like Bill Cosby as a horrible argument. But, you know, like, accurate though. Chris calls the creation of Kiwi Farms. This guy's impact on the internet has just become greater than I initially thought. You know, I'm actually not surprised by that. When I saw the Kiwi Farms website, well, I was just looking at it mainly to see former trolls' fucking responses to questions about Chris. So, like, it's kind of makes sense. The fact that he actually thinks his threat to boycott and destruction, the Sonic Boom plush, would concern anyone at Sega in the slightest really shows the length of Chris' self-importance. They don't even care. They don't give a shit about him. They even made fun of him in a way on Sonic Boom. Yeah, they never should have changed Tomato Potamus's legs or something like that. It was really fucking funny. There's something so chilling about the fact that the Chandler household is constantly blaring 1950s easy listening music. Those videos of him with that grimy green lighting are genuinely disturbing. I hate it. Posted 53 seconds ago, me without hesitation. What made him this way? What's the attraction? Chris does something stupid out of spite, forced to face the consequences of his own actions. Chris, I'm hurting, it hurts, everything hurts. I'm autistic. I'm a lesbian transgender. If he truly was racist, he called Colin the N-word, which Chris states he's never used a dozen episodes ago. Chris, yeah, I respect women. Also, Chris, bear my child. The biggest irony about Chris's Sonic Boom hate was that the show was actually really funny. Yeah, the show was funny. I like it. Probably the best Sonic content since Sonic Colors at the time. I love Sonic Boom so much. Like, the show is really fucking funny for no reason. So what's your work at the construction site? It's like, I operate the shovel mech. I wish he would stop sighing. It's so annoying. It sounds like a child who didn't get his way. He even has to type out that he's sighing. It's yeah, especially when he types out sigh in text like shake my head. Like, oh my god. Shut up! Shut the fuck up, dude. That one was definitely dreadful. Yeah, but I hope it doesn't get worse. Yeah. So anyways, that's all for today, my Jumpsters. If you like this video, you better shatter that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you like me in general. That's all, folks. I'm out.